Hello, this is DarkElf85 on YouTube, or HektontheMage on PSN, and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. I hope everyone's doing okay. I am happy to inform everyone that I am still a legal alien in Korea. Woot woot. Yeah, like apparently I got everything that I needed based on what my colleague and my counselor helped me with, something that should not have been done by other people. And yeah, but I got everything turned in. I didn't even have to go to the the tax office, which baffled my colleague, by the way, because I chatted with her earlier today about it before I went out grocery shopping. That was its own story, but yeah. So I got everything renewed. It was funny because when I after I turned in everything to the person, she told me to wait over. I mean, I thought I got it after she told me to first pay, which of course that's also something they don't mention as often. They did in the past from the school, but like paying for whatever stamp or something that you need, whatever, it costs money obviously to renew. And so when I got that, I was thinking I think I got it, but I'm not sure. And then she told me to wait over, in an available seat, and I waited. And this other woman came out with my ARC, my alien registration card. And I saw that it was stamped on the back with the new date, but I asked, getting it finished? Because, just because you give me back the card, I don't know. You didn't say anything. How am I supposed to know? And she was like, nah. Yeah, I was like, okay, good. It was actually shorter than I expected. And then I got to go halfway across town to the clinic I go to get my weekly injection into my arm. Apparently I have this 2 more times. I don't feel any different. My arm feels the same, which sucks. It doesn't feel like it's gotten any better. The doctor actually told me, oh, you need to do this inflection, like this exercise, like 1,000 times. And I'm like, wait, I was thinking he meant like in a day. I don't really know what he means. You mean that by the next time I see you? I'm just really confused. But yeah, all of that happened. And then today, I went grocery shopping, which I forgot. Yeah, Fridays are not a good day to go grocery shopping. I waited like 20 minutes for a taxi so I could get back to my apartment today. Yeah, it sucks because like I didn't want to go grocery shopping today, but I'm like I might as well get it over with because tomorrow I want to go downtown to try to buy some sneakers. Well, yeah, well I don't know about sneakers, but athletic shoes because I think the type of shoes that I got that I normally get for work, I think the version I got is just messed up because my pinky toe is still hurting a whole lot and I'm not happy about it. And I'm getting the total bruise mark on my pinky indicating that, and it hurts so much just walking. It's like literally it's rubbing against the side of the shoe. And the bandage I put on to try to give it some comfort does not really help. It doesn't. So yeah. Alright, so let's talk to the guard again. Or well, porter. No, they call him a guard, so I guess porter, guard, whatever. Hey there, need something else? What do you do around here, Porter? Wait, his name is actually Porter? I thought that was a job title. Because that is a title of some kind. It's a catch-all category, I guess. I work for Elder Eep. It's a bit like being a deputy. I make sure people don't break the rules. Protect people who need protecting. Mostly, I just do whatever Eep asks me to do. It's a pretty quiet job most days. Today's not one of those days. I also handle a lot of maintenance. I don't actually do the repairs, but I've got most of the keys. It makes it easy to ensure only authorized people get into sensitive places. Electricity goes down. I let the electrician who fixes the wiring. That said writing. That's I was really confused. Toilet's clogged. I let in the drone guy who opens it back up. Shove a drone through a toilet. I'm picturing going through the toilet to the connecting pipe. Is it someplace else into the pipe? And how? Anyhow. Looks like somebody went through Tong's things. Has anyone else been inside? Not since I've been here, but before Eep found him? Let's see. Could have been anybody, really. Eep had a key to his place, but the lock's total crap. Anybody half decent at cracking maglocks could have gotten inside. What's missing? His BTLs, hard drives, and cred sticks are all missing. Sounds like the killer looted the place, to me. All this talk of monsters. Yeah, sure, there are scary things that go bump in the night, but most of the scary bumps I hear are from handguns and gangers. See you later. Okay, really? I saw him through the pole, and so I thought that was, I was like, I walk through people. Why is that not working? Because it's a light pole. Oh my gosh. Investigating a murder. Zippy. Like the lighter? He has a picture. This orc is busily snacking on a steamed bun. As you approach, he wipes off one of his hands and sticks it out toward you. Hey stranger, nice to see you. Zippy Tuatog, at your service. How are you liking Whampoa Garden? Oh, I see. Okay, I thought he was, when it said he wipes off one of his hands, I thought he was like cleaning, and for some reason I thought he was cleaning one hand, and then with the other hand I thought he was sticking out the bun to me. Maybe I guess he finished eating the bun and then stuck out his hand. I was really confused, but like that's not. Yeah, I just don't like, I don't know. My mind is not reading things properly. It's a Friday. Also, oh yeah, also to everyone, happy autumnal equinox. Yeah, it's officially autumn. Woot, woot, woot. Okay. I'm Laura. Nice to meet you, Zippy. Oh, nice to meet you too. Listen, I know it's a little forward of me to just say hello and whatnot. I'm a foreigner. It's okay. but I'm interested in giving you a hand if I can. Zippy gestures expansively at the squalid, neon-lit streets of Whampoa Garden. This is my home, at least for the time being, and I'd like to stop these killings. We've never met before this, but I know exactly who you are. You're my replacement. Wait. Gotcha. The Elder had me autopsy what was left of Elden Gon and Elder Nakamura after they got ripped apart. but I didn't want to dig any deeper. So since I don't know you, I can smell a Shadowrunner a mile away, and you've got to be the outsider they asked to stop the killings, right? Zippy tilts his head back, obviously pleased at his amateur deduction. Show off. Then gets past you. Then gets by you. Does it? Same thing. Very astute, that's right. See? I have good eyes. A lot of good eyes, actually. If you're in the market for replacements. No! Only slightly used, and they only come from certified donors, I swear. A hearty belly laugh erupts from the orc, and he slaps one of his thighs in elation. Man, I kill myself. Well, you shouldn't say that sentence. Make a joke like that again, and maybe I'll kill you first. Wow. Edgelord. Okay. That was awful. Pretty funny. You're a stand-up comedian? With jokes like that? Are you kidding me? I'm one of the only trained surgeons around here. I keep the other Whampoans healthy. Gotta practice down the road. Blind Chen's a pretty good cyberdoc, but he's basically an implant specialist, and that's it. How'd you end up here? I did my residency back in the UCAS. Could have become a real MD, too, if things hadn't gone south for unrelated reasons. Zippy opens his coat, revealing a cyber dick. He pats it proudly. I also dick a little, but... It's not like I said I also dick a little. That's not what I... Gosh. I also deck a little, but I'm better at slicing skin than I see. Well, if it's anything like other combat here, you just use your ability and hope your percentage hits. I know. That's the RP factor. Whampoa Garden seems a good fit for me. You must have a lot of customers. So, is it fairly peaceful around here? Let me ask you about Whampoa Garden. It's the middle one. For the most part, other than these killings, we don't have much by way of problems. We do information security for the triads, and that makes us fairly impervious to anyone who wants to start trouble. Anyone starts something, we hit them in the Matrix, while our triad friends hit them in meat space. Some small-time gangs have tried pushing in here before, but they backed off when they figured out they weren't just picking a fight with Tong and his guys, but with both the Red Dragon and Yellow Lotus. They got the message real quick. What was left of them, anyway. No laughter there? Okay. I guess I can ask every single one. You must have a lot of customers. That's the chip truth. Oh my gosh, don't use text-speech in your daily life. In that way, I mean. Don't use your professional lingo. Don't use your professional lingo in your daily life. There we go, lingo. It's weird. Let's see. I mean, I say certain things as a joke, like, text speech, or, like, text speech, I guess. Technically, chat room speech, because that's where it originally came from. But yeah, anywho. I have to charge to cover my costs and eat, but it's damn near free service. There's always a waiting list, but it's good, honest work. I like work. Okay, I like helping my neighbors in the community. We all look out for each other. Somebody messes with one of us, they mess with all of us. That kind of community is rare as gold these days. How many places have an ethos like us? Not the damn corpse. Wow, I misread that. Not the damn corpse, that's for sure, but also probably the same thing. I've lived a lot of places, done my fair share of shadowrunning, but this place is special. It's been a long time since I really felt like anyone or anywhere was a real home. So, Isabel doesn't believe in this. I wonder when she's going to make a comment. Zippy looks off past you toward the Whampoa garden streets. His expression grows wistful, like he's remembering something from a long time ago. I'm sure I'll move again, but not for a while. I am not done with this city or these people. Let me ask you about Whampoa Garden, because, you know, that's going to help me with figuring out who the murderer is and not just ruining Dark's voice and just giving backstory. Because he decided to speak in this way for this character's voice. Sure thing. What do you want to know? What are your thoughts on the murderers? There was a sharp intake of breath as Zippy shakes his head. Pretty gruesome business. Gon died from a broken neck. Looked like someone had wrenched it around, and his arms and legs were cut off. Some skin flayed away too. Nakamura had his throat ripped out by someone with pretty sharp teeth. At first I thought it was a devil rat. That's a real thing? Okay. I mean, not that I know what a devil rat is. It's not like, oh, I know this mythological creature. No, but it just sounds strange. Yeah. But the teeth marks were all from something with a humanoid jaw. It didn't look like a yetund. Maybe that's how it's pronounced? From what I saw at a distance, it was the same. It was the same story. Wait. It didn't look at yetund. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't. Sorry. And yetund is. I thought that was the other elder, or yeah, chief, or whatever they're called. Yeah. Adjective plus multiple nouns to describe a position. Yeah, I didn't look at yetund. From what I saw at a distance, it was the same story. Didn't see much point since I'd seen it twice already. As for Tong, from what Porter told me, it was Gon and Nakamura all over again. You take a look at him yet? Yeah, it's the same as you described for the others. Mind your own business. Zippy shakes his head sadly. Damn, I liked Tong. The BTL business is unsavory, but the man had to eat, and his regular sims were great. Generally all around a nice guy, friendly with everyone, never had anyone mad at him. There ain't no justice, let me tell ya. What can you tell me about the elders? Zippy laughs, shrugging. Well, they're an eclectic bunch, that's for sure. Where to start? Ng's the spiritual leader here. She's the voice of the Whampoans, I guess. A lot of her close friends are really more followers, since she's something of a priest for the machine spirits. Maybe it's a cultural thing for people who grew up here, but it's never called to me. Still, she makes a damn fine pot of tea. Eats the muscle and has an encyclopedic knowledge of cyber and BioWare. Definitely a good guy to have watching your back. Not too friendly, but you know how it is. You get a lot of cyber, people start wondering if you'll tear their arms off. Zippy makes a chopping gesture with one head. With one head! He's got multiple heads! Okay. He's got moves straight out of Blood Carnival 3, The Reckoning. Terrible movie, but great fight choreography. It's also that guy with the tattoos. What about Tong? I don't know much about him, but I think he's got some kind of fetish for automation. I always want to say automaton. That's what, everything whenever I see that, I think automaton. It's not automaton. That's a different spelling. automation. Found him cooing over some trids of automated delivery drones in a warehouse once. He works with drones, has a shop called the Blessed Autofab. He was raving about the efficiency of the movement patterns or something. You already know about Tong. Ran Sims, BTOs, skill chips. Gon used to be a city planner here. Before he had a nervous breakdown and got involved in statistical analysis. Which doesn't sound any better. Zippy pauses to collect his thoughts. Nakamura came from Fukuoka. I know where that is. I've been there. Yakuza Central. Okay, I shouldn't just say that's the only thing, but that is a thing. I'm not lying. But yeah, I liked it. Not as big as Tokyo, which was okay, but you know, you can actually explore more. To me personally, as someone who's not from a huge city, being able to visit someplace that's, to me, big but not huge is nice. You can actually go around and explore things and see things. That's my opinion anyway. Let's see, Fukuoka, and was interested in entertainment. Trid mostly. Spent a lot of time analyzing subliminals and ads. Then there was Magpie. She was the chief decker, hot as hell against IC, and built her own hardware. Salty old woman, though. Never met anyone who was quite as shrill or nasty when she was mad. She was mad most of the time. Tell me more about her. What? Wait, nobody mentioned Magpie to me. When did she die? She didn't. Maybe a month ago, she just up and disappeared. I went to her shop one day, and she just wasn't open. Nobody's seen her since. Kind of a pain. Kind of me forgetting how to speak because I don't have a preposition. Kind of a pain in the ass, too. She owed me some new analyzed software she'd picked up. I've never heard of Magpie either. She must be one of the newer Whampoans. If she was the decker, she would have replaced Elder Gao. No surprise there. Gao was older than Shi Huangdi's terracotta warriors. Oh, okay. Okay, that's the reference we're going with. Okay. I would like to see those terracotta warriors. When I was learning decking from him, he could barely get out of bed. Still fast as hell in the Matrix, though. Well, yeah, because that has nothing to do with your physical body. How can you be new in an elder? Isabel rolls her eyes. It's a stupid name. It doesn't actually have much to do with time spent in the community. That has something to do with it, sure, but it's mostly about how skilled you are, how good your connections are, and how much you can help everybody else. Shoulda called them experts or something. Bingo, that's exactly it. She was only here for about 3 years, but she knew a lot of people all over the Matrix, in Shanghai, in Beijing, all kinds of places. That plus her skill meant she was a shoo-in when Gao died. Where do you think she went? No idea. One day she was here, the next, poof. At first I thought she was just on vacation, since she had mentioned wanting to see the Kingdom of Hawaii someday. Oh, their kingdom again. Oh. In a way, if only Shadowrun truly existed in the timeline existed. Okay, anywho. But it didn't feel right. She would have at least told me she was leaving. It seems mighty suspicious to me. Nobody else seems to care what happened to her. That's weird. Probably because she pissed them all off so bad. Is there any place you think I should start looking? You might want to check out her shop. It's all locked up, but the other elders have a spare key. Couldn't hurt to look around. And even though Magpie was always butting heads with the other elders, they wouldn't have any reason not to let you in. What do they argue about? Magpie and the others never saw eye to eye. She was contrary for the sake of it. Most of the rest had a grand vision for what they wanted this neighborhood to become. Magpie just wanted to deck. She was only an elder because they needed someone with her matrix chops. The last big argument was between her, Eep, and Nakamura. It was over something relatively trivial. I think Nakamura wanted to expand the pirate trade business into the Matrix. Ugh. And she just absolutely refused. What do you mean that is trivial? Bull crap. Why did she refuse? She said something about not using up valuable bandwidth for trivial entertainment bullshit. Anyway, it went from there into this rant about how she wasn't going to let Tong expand his drone business any further because it would get too much megacorp attention. They accused her of blocking them just because she could, which is probably true. Lots of screaming. What do you mean, blocking them? Everybody needs her matrix skills for their businesses to run properly. There are other deckers, me, Say, or more Genevieve, but she had the infrastructure. If their product didn't interest her, she wouldn't even give them the time of day. You know what? Okay, I think I kind of remember. Okay. I'm just thinking about what this whole quest is about and trying to... Parts are kind of coming together in my head of what it was about, and still I'm kind of foggy on it. Like, literally, before I started playing any of the Shadowrun trilogy again, or the Shadowrun games again, it must have been 4 or 5 years ago. It had to have been. So, yeah. She's a real hardhead about having her time wasted, but she figures if she's not interested in something, it has no value objectively. Kind of a major blind spot if you ask me. Why do I ask that when I was clearly told? Sounds like she was critical. Yes and no. She was, but since she disappeared, Elder Eep's taken over running the Matrix infrastructure. Okay, I was wondering how that was still going then. He's not as good at it as she was, but his experience with drones makes him the best candidate. They wouldn't entrust something like that to anyone who wasn't an elder. So there you go. It looks like Tong was killed by a blade, not a broken neck or a bite. Zippy recoils, shouldering against the rain. What kind of blade? Was it a knife, a sword, maybe an axe? I don't know, but he was attacked at the back of the neck. I don't like that at all. Zippy shivers, looking warily around. This whole affair's got me on edge. People dying is nothing new, but the flayed skin. Ugh. After a moment, Zippy composes himself and looks back to you. It sounds possible that whoever's been killing the elders is trying to muddy the waters with all of the blood and gore business. This is the crime. This is the crime of an intelligent, careful killer. Be careful. This investigation might take you somewhere very unpleasant. See you later, Zippy. Okay, anyone else I can talk to before I go back and try to get the key. Oh my gosh, there's so many people. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what? Ah. I want to just click. I want to just click. You know what, let's grab the key first. There's so many people everywhere. I want the key. Dude, oh, there's someone in there. So many people everywhere. Okay, we gotta save. Is there anything we can do for you, Lauren? Why didn't you tell me about Elder Magpie disappearing? Why would we have? Her departure from the Whampoans isn't related to your investigation. It happened before the killings began. I'm certain she's just off sulking somewhere. Ying's tone is profoundly indifferent. No doubt she'll come waltzing back next month, all full of attitude that life dared to go on without asking her permission. If she does, we'll welcome her back. Despite our problems with her behavior, her skills make her extremely valuable. I've taken over maintenance of our Matrix infrastructure in her absence, but I'm nowhere near her level. The best I can do is ensure nothing breaks down until she returns. I want to see his eyes without the goggles. he's like nerdy cool look. I like to let's see. I'd like to take a look around her shop. Do you have the key? Thank goodness I have charisma. Yes, but there's a lot of sensitive equipment in there, including our community servers. We don't let anyone who's not one of the Whampoan elders in there. Why would you need to look around there? Listen, if you wanted me to find a killer, if I'm going to do that, I have to explore every possibility. Very well. Take the key and look around. Just don't break anything or shut the servers off. Why would I do that? Is there anything else? I'll be going now. Yeah, why the fudge would I do that, you weirdo? Sorry. Okay, apparently I can't walk through. Well, that's not a person. Wing Kel Quok. Wing Kai Quok. Okay. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Quok Atelier, home of the finest clothing in Whampoa Garden. I am the owner, Master Tailor Wing Kai Quok. How may I serve you today? Let's see. I didn't expect Whampoa Garden to have a tailor's in it. Many people don't. There's a mistaken impression that we Whampoans are only interested in technology in the Matrix. But even technologists need clothing, don't they? And many of us gravitate toward lines of work where added protection is required. I myself am a materials scientist, as well as a keen follower of fashion trends. You wouldn't know, but I carry 2 AK-47's hidden in my dress. Yeah, did you realize that? I bet you didn't. What? I don't know. What kind of materials? Wait, what? What kind of materials science? Oh, okay, that does make sense. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that makes sense. I just misunderstood when reading it. Bum, bum. Okay. Fiber related, of course. Primarily aramid fibers. I have no idea. Graphene composites. I know a graphene. I've heard of that, or a derivative. And dilettantes. Wait, what? That's a... Isn't dilettante a person? Okay, apparently it has more than one meaning. Okay. It affords me a certain unique perspective when designing clothing that is not only beautiful, but defensive as well. I specialize in high fashion body armor, similar to the kind crafted by Seattleites or Vashon Island, but with a much more personal touch. Show me what you have. I don't think I can give clothing to other people. None of this is helpful. Also, I love how that is like almost double price. I mean, it's a little bit off, but you know what I mean. Just for one armor upgrade. I am curious what that would look on me, though. It looks like it's a suit. Yeah, it's a tailored suit. I want it just because it's a tailored suit, but honestly, it doesn't give me any special... Actually, no, that doesn't give me any special benefits either, the one I currently have. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure the next upgrade for me is probably coming up, and then I'll get some other specialties, which, of course, would make me look exactly the same as all the other ones, but man, I really want to have a suit. Goodbye. Your hair's not rainbow. Well, kind of. It looks more like oil stain. With some color at the bottom. Dark, that's so rude. Does look like it. You know what? I'm gonna have to shut my window. It's getting this weekend would be cooler than this week. It'll be like in the mid 70s. Then it pops up to like mid 80s next week. It's ridiculous. But I'm getting kind of chilly. Shut that window a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I am fascinated that they... So, the only reason why I think they have portraits is probably because there must be because of backers. Backers can have portraits thrown whenever. I mean, it's not that difficult to have a portrait, honestly. I mean, it takes time to make one, obviously, but I don't think it would be that much memory to have portraits for like everyone. That's something that I would like. I mean, not because of like, ooh, backer, follower, whatever, but like, you know, NPCs, it's cool if they have faces too, you know. You don't have to do it, but I would always like to do it if I were to create a game. Which means I cannot use RPG Maker MV on freaking PS4 Pro. Even though I bought it. I haven't been working on it recently, but still, it's like, the only problem why I don't have portraits for everyone is because on standard game settings you can't match pictures with the avatars. Like, I'm not going to have a character and then their portrait doesn't even look like them. It's annoying. So yeah. Here we go. This woman sports brilliantly hued hair that shifts colors, scintillating with every passing moment. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. She is powerfully built, a natural athlete, or someone who works out a great deal. Let's see. Notably, a large shotgun rests on an arcade cabinet next to her. She affords you a short glance as you approach. When she speaks, you note a peculiarly lyrical accent to her voice. Oh no, I have to try this shit. something I can help you with, friend? You're throwing off me game, and I'm trying to beat my best score. That doesn't sound lyrical at all, Dark. Tank Warrior Robot? Haven't seen one of those cabinets in years. The woman's mouth twists up into a wry grin. Aye, me neither. Managed to find this one near by accident. But I heard the music and thought, hold on there, Rainbow. You know that tune. After a few moments, Rainbow's game is suddenly over, her tank obliterated by a barrage of air-to-ground missiles. She hisses her breath in through clenched teeth. Piss on your ma! A right robbery that was. Yeah, she's supposed to have like a accent, but well, obviously everyone has an accent, but you know, an accent probably from the Isles. Right then. So we're probably going to change up her voice. Rainbow shakes her head again and turns to face you fully. You don't seem like them Whampoans. Though I might touched, yeah? Maybe you are too, but you don't advertise it like they do. What's your story? Wow, that's a great way to ask a question, ma'am. I'm looking to the murders that have been happening. Ah, that's some nasty work. Bodies hacked up, chunks bitten out of them. Make sure you're loaded for something big and ugly. That's for certain. Where are you from? I can't place the accent. not from China. Not from Hong Kong. Oh, I can't do an Irish accent. I can barely do any other accents. Born and raised in Dublin, down on the banks of the Leafy. I know someone from Northern Ireland. I know he's not from Ireland, but Northern. I'm like, you know how this is pronounced? Ask him. Michael, which is not actually his name. It's because I know it's pronounced differently in Irish. But yeah. Let's see here. Spent most of my early life there, working security on sacred spaces. You know, historical sites or undeveloped land. The Green Movement was big in those days. It was a bit like being a park ranger, but sure to beat some dead-end desk job. Let's see. Spent a lot of time around County Dublin and Wicklow. Let's see. I always loved animals, and I found out being a ranger put me in close with them. It was a good time, yeah. Maybe making sure the budding new species like the bogies and centaurs didn't upset the ecology of Wicklow National Park much. Also kept the nastier bits like the each. Oh my gosh, the each uske. You don't know, from running amok across populated areas. What's that? In eat whiskey? Oh, isn't that a demon horse? Aye, that's right. They're cannibal horses, basically. Nasty buggers that drag people into bogs and drown you. Sometimes people call them kelpies, on account of the water plants they pop out of. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, problem was I started to develop this wee knack, just a small thing. I keep magic from working when I'm around. Spells don't go, spirits fall apart, and the paracritters get real feisty, yeah? To make things worse, this was around the time Liam O'Connor threw his coup and formed Tirnanog. With all his fancy talk about elves and ancient magic, 'twas a bit scandalous to have a woman guarding ancient sites. that wasn't just mundane, but also killed magic around her. So I got fired. You're older than Tirna Nog? Yeah, dude, you know how old elves, I guess elves do live longer even. Transformed elves now or whatever. Bang on, and I don't look a day over 25, do I? Rainbow flexes one arm, grinning widely. Wow, I said it correctly the first time. I'm Irish, not one of them Nogans. Pack of punters, the lot of them. Always going on about their ancestral lands and the glory of the past and all that bullshit. I saw them kick dozens of old Irish families off their land just because their ears weren't pointy enough. Or they didn't meet some stupid arbitrary criteria of old nobility. Actually, I wonder if she's also another Shadowrunner. I don't know if there was someone named Rainbow. Or it's just someone who was a backer who is not a Shadowrunner, they just put her in. Just an NPC. It was that kind of thing that brought back the IRA. Really? Wait. Hold on. Oh, maybe it's NRA there now. Oh no, in Britain. In Great Britain. I thought that was... I'm getting confused. I thought that was over there. Anyway. Just like in the battle days of the Troubles. Or maybe that was in the past, meaning now, IRA. Yeah, and I guess they got disbanded in this timeline. Alright. The Skeevers in the new tier didn't pay for the land they took. They just had a pack of bullies with guns. Nature and magic, but always guns. Rainbow scrunches her face up into a disgusted sneer and Mock spits out the ground. I've always been sympathetic to the little guy in the fight. They offered to pay me for my help, so I said yes, simple as that. So he became a terrorist. Fair, don't be so dramatic. They fixed me up with a cyber stitcher and gave me a lot of the kit I've got on me now. I've got in me now, let me rephrase that, in exchange for going overseas to work for them. Smuggling, running guns. How is that not smuggling? Okay, whatever. Smuggling, running guns, making contacts in Europe. Same kind of shite all revolutionary groups do. Seeing as how me own fam got kicked out of their house, I was glad to do it. I still do work for them these days, but there are a lot less. But there's a lot less of it. Lady Di cracked down on descendants, but good. What are you doing in Whampoa Garden? Okay, she must be a Shadowrunner. Me? I'm a bit of a big game hunter these days. I get into strange places, look for some kind of paracritter I've not seen before, and then I put a bullet in it. Only the nasty ones though. No point in hunting a talus cat or such. It's only things like gargoyles, barghests, and whatnot. All the work I did with them in my youth does a good job of keeping me alive. I was out in Jakarta last year, hunting one of them Indonesian vampires. You ever heard of them? Call them, let's see, is that Leyak? Or Penangalans? I'm gonna butcher that. Depending on who you ask. Their hair, their heads and guts come out of the body cavity, and they fly around like a giant messy pile of pasta. Rainbow bares her teeth in pantomimes floating around. Took me a solid 2 months to track her down, but I did. Once the job was done, I asked myself, okay, Rainbow, where's the best place in East Asia to find some action? So Hong Kong it was. All the Chi-Watsits here mean a bigger concentration of odd critters that you'd usually find in a city. Been spending a lot of time down in the storm drains these days. I heard rumors of a rat king down there, where a mess of devil rats get all tied together into some kind of big, awful rat beast. Haven't tracked it down yet, but I figure it's only a matter of time, yeah? She pats the barrel of her gun affectionately. See you later, Rainbow. Let's go. Actually, is there anyone in here? No, it's just a door that somehow I can see through here, because I guess that's a door with a window, even though it doesn't look like it has a window. Yeah, I don't know how I'm seeing through this door, but sure. Anything else around here? No. Anything down here? No. Wait, okay. Let's see. Min Yong. You're not special to have a portrait. I guess someone wanted to be a shop owner, a vendor. Wonder if they got to pick who they are based on their tier level for backing. The owner of the shop barely looks up from his PDA while greeting you. His tone is one of immense boredom. Welcome to Min Vyong Matrix Materials, A.K.A. MVMM. What can I get you? Show me what you have for sale. Okay. Let's see. Nope. 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 Also, I forgot to see if she needed a sniffer. Oh well. See you later. Thank you for coming by. Have a great day. Also, why can't I go through it? I came this way, game. Oh my gosh. What the fudge? Ugh. It's not like I can click and I can move over. I wish I had that option. The Sims 4 allows you to do that. You can either move directly. Actually, no, that's not true. But for certain things, you can either go, they move like to hotspots on something, like in a certain order, or you can move like a mouse with the left joystick. And I wish I had that option. Alright. The Demirgo? Demirgo? I don't know. This man has a tired, world-weary demeanor about him. His eyes track your movements with a penetrating, critical precision. Awkward. Something about him, the lines about his eyes, perhaps, makes you suspect he's seen a lot of terrible things. Makes you suspect he's seen a lot of terrible things happen. He lifts his cup of cheap soy coffee as you approach. Oh my gosh, he looks so cool. He's got purple eyes, and he's toning them down like, oh, I like his portrait. Let me guess. You're the freelancers the elders are paying to look into the murders around here. That's right. Who are you? Call me Demirgo. I'm not one of the Whampoans, but I've been here long enough that they don't think twice about me being here. Demirgo drains the last of his soy coffee in a large gulp. So what have you found so far? You're awfully curious for a random guy. Professional curiosity. I used to be with the New York Police Department as part of their Thaumaturgical Research Division, part of the CSI branch. Out here in the field. I'm trying to think what's CSI New York. Yeah, which The Who song is it? Yeah. Okay, except I did magical investigation while the other guys pulled prints and checked blood samples, not blood types. Demergo tosses the Sarkov cup toward the nearby garbage can. Thank goodness. I was about to say, I thought I was about to read, tosses the Sarkov cup toward the sidewalk or something, and I'm like, motherfucker. Bounces around the rim and rolls inside. When I hear about shit like this happening, I keep my ear to the ground. Old habits, you know. So why aren't you investigating? Seems like you are more cut out for this job than I am. You're a long way from home, DeBurgo. Okay, so why aren't you investigating it? Eldering asked me to look into the killings after the first murder. She couldn't afford my fee, though, so I took a pass. It's not just the money, either. DeMurgo shudders, folding his arms across his chest. You see that stuff day after day. You pay a price. It eats away at you. You know what it's like to feel that sickness and anger every day? To be asked to pick up a murder weapon and relive somebody's death. Feel it going into your neck, pleading in the voice of a dead woman for her killer to spare you. These days, I'd rather interrogate the living things. Oh, you're that type of magically inclined. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's... Ugh. What do you mean, what are you talking about? Come on, dude, you're magically inclined. I would never ask that question. All things considered, that could be useful. Even though it sounds like shit. DeMurgo nods, though his expression is still one of disgust and sickness. Sure, if you're appraising antiques, or trying to find where a lost cat went, but turning that on murder scenes is an invitation to horrors beyond imagining. I can read objects. It's called let's see. How will I pronounce this? Psychometry. Okay, it's called psychometry. A little trick I managed to pick up. Don't really know how. I hold something. I can tell you what happened to it. Who owned it. How it killed someone. If someone loved it or was afraid of it. Useful, but it'll tax your heart. And before you ask, no. I'm not going to read anything you find. I already told him I didn't want any part of this. You want advice? I'll give you that. But I'm not getting drawn in further than that. So aside from that, is there anything I can help you with? What can you tell me about the Whampoans? I don't know much, even though I've been here almost 2 years. I'm an outsider. Outsider. Quest drop. They don't really accept anyone who's not as much of a tech nut as they are. I'm just the crazy mage that lives down the road. Aw, man. That's what I want to become when I get older. Except magic isn't real yet. Alright. Demergo pauses and looks off into the distance as he collects his thoughts. He's got purple eyes! He's so cool. Eve's got some heavy-duty cyberware. Basically an enforcer for the rest of the council. He doesn't seem to set much policy. Being as a shaman that worships machine spirits, it's all a bunch of hokum, if you ask me. Magic is magic. Whatever you want to call the source is fine by me, but don't ask me to believe in the great spirit of electronics. Isabel, here! As for everybody else, they tend to be an okay bunch. A bit strange, but that's fringe culture for you. They scourge tech, rebuild it, sell it off. Some of them even have their own auto fab shops. I can't really do a New York whatever accent. I'm going with this voice, sticking to it. Their stuff's pretty high quality too. People from all over Asia come to shop here if they need something rare or unusual. Tight-knit little community, all things considered. What do you know about the murders? Tong wasn't afraid when he died. He was caught by surprise. Tong was killed by a bladed weapon, a single strike to the base of his neck. What do you know about the murders? They started a couple weeks ago. Elder Gon was the first to go. That's when Ng asked if I could look into them. He was ripped apart, arms wrenched out of their sockets, skin flayed away with a razor-sharp knife. The rest have been the same. Whatever did it sure didn't care about it being a clean death. Demergo lowers his voice, leaning in toward you so that only you can hear. The funny thing is, the Hong Kong police force was out here a few weeks before that, maybe a month ago tops. I know that doesn't seem like much, but the Whampoans don't usually let the police in here. That by itself is odd enough, but it gets even stranger. The officers were loaded for bear, too. Big guns and heavy armor with NBC seals. I don't know what NBC stands for. Nuclear bomb carriers. Countermeasure. Nuclear bomb countermeasure. The works. They went into the parking garage near here, and there was some kind of gunfight. Never made it back out. When backup showed up, the Whampoans chased them away. Why would they let the cops in and chase them away? That's exactly the kind of question you should be asking, and that the elders refused to answer when I asked. Demergo shrugs. Go take a look for yourself if you want. Watch out, though. A gang's taking up residence in there, dealing drugs and BTLs. They call themselves the Red Spear. Not too violent if you don't push them, but be careful when you. But be careful what you say. Tong wasn't afraid when he died. He was caught by surprise. The murder arches an eyebrow. That's not what I would have expected. What, with the amount of mess at each scene, the victims should have left behind a hell of a lot of fear and pain. Are you sure? Very sure. Tong died tonight, so the astral signature hasn't had time to fade. There was only a sense of perfunctory accomplishment. Then it sounds like this wasn't a crime of passion. A planned attack would have that kind of resonance. In my experience, it's possible the gore show is to throw off anyone looking for the actual reason. Demergo closes his eyes and starts to nod. Yeah, if I wanted to kill someone and get away with it, I'd try and point the finger at some kind of monster. Demergo opens his eyes and smiles a thin, humorous grin. Basic investigation 101. It's usually the simplest explanation, but don't discount other possibilities. Think the mess wasn't incidental? It's a possibility. Ask yourself this. If the mutilation happened after Tong's death, why would a killer perform that kind of ritual? Serial killers who engage in that kind of ritual don't feel perfunctory about it, in my experience. It tends to feel more like they're taking communion. It's a religious or sexual feeling, most of the time. If this didn't feel that way, I don't think the killer is actually pathological. Tong was killed by a bladed weapon, a single strike to the base of his neck. That's a precision attack. Most knife fights end up with a lot of shallow cuts and blood over the victim and attacker alike. If Tong was killed by a single strike, he definitely wouldn't have seen it coming. And you can bet your last Nguyen that whoever killed him is highly skilled with a blade. That says to me that the attack is either a professional hitman or a practiced serial killer. It could be both, too. Assassins don't tend to be the most empathetic people. Demergo considers this information for a moment before speaking again. Was the attack a thrust or a cut? It was a slash. Why? If the wound was a thrust, your attacker was using a knife of some kind. Anything over about 10 inches would be pretty hard to thrust with that kind of angle. The neck's too high for a longer blade. If it's a slash, you're looking at a sword or a cleaver attack. Both of those are popular with the triads. They make an awful mess and send a message that they're not to be trifled with. See you later. Bum, bum, bum. So many leads. So many leads. Kaita. Kaita. That sounds Japanese. I don't know. I haven't been watching enough manga to know how to pronounce. Do a save. Kaita. No, Kate. Is it Kaita? Kaita? Is EII? How is Kaiva's name spelled from Yu-Gi-Oh? Yes, I'm going to pull out that. I don't remember. Also, I'm going to have to get more water. I just finished my watermelon lemonade sparkling water. This dumpy looking man? What the fudge? Do you mean like he looks like he's from a dumpster? Is that what we're implying? I'm confused. This dumpy looking man is busily hawking a variety of grilled spherical treats of various sizes. I guess dumpster looking. I guess dumpy dumpster in this case. So, so janitorial? Because that's what it looks like in his avatar there. Or homeless. I don't know. It's very confusing. I don't know how that word is used. Because I don't use it. Let's see. Some are sold individually. Some are... Yeah, it's totally Japanese. I'm going to say kaita. Various sizes. Some are sold individually. Some are skewered on sticks. And some are packaged up in sets of 4 or 6. A sign on the front of the cart reads, Kaita's 1 yen yatai. $1 I thought everyone uses new yen. You're the killer! Okay. A cacophony of small trid screens are attached to the cart, each playing a different trid show. Dude, he has no picture! Interest you in some dango? Or dongo? Maybe dongo? If he's supposed to be Japanese, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a fusion thing. Anyway, interest you in some dongo? Takioka? No, F Takioka. Nah, I don't like octopus. Oh wait, no, Takioka's squid. But regardless, I don't like octopus or squid. Never gonna try one. Never. Maybe a nice Nikuman. I don't know. That's a pork bun with a Japanese twist. All the others are Japanese terms, although I'm not sure about I don't know if dango is dongo. I don't know. Isn't that... I thought it was a type of dog. I don't know. But like... Okay. Anyway. Oh, I see. Pork bun because he's just describing that. Any kind of tasty Japanese treat you can imagine. I've got it. Maybe some curry fish balls are your speed. Kaita will give you your heart's desire, providing that desire is on my menu. Wait. Should I say it? Are you on your menu, sir? Yeah, I have no picture. Anyway, fish balls aren't really my thing. Yeah, not really. But let's pay. It's only 1 new yen. Not yen. Let me have some dongo. Wait, I don't want fish balls? At least it wasn't... yakitori or yakitori. No, yakitori. Takoyaki. Jesus. I'm saying, I think of something else in Japanese. Gosh. Your wish is my command, good sir. Kaita deftly pulls one of the dango sticks out of the cart and drops it onto the grill. Oh, is that the one that's like beef slathered with sauce? They have some, I don't know what it's called in Korean because they have something similar. So one of those things. A small robotic arm slides out from the cart and begins turning the stick until the balls of rice flour are a toasted brown color. Lifting them from the grill, Kaita dips the entire stick in a tub of sticky brown sauce before handing it to you. The snack has both a sweet and salty flavor reminiscent of sesame seeds and soy. Wait, I'm actually eating it? Okay. The balls inside are pleasantly warm and surprisingly chewy. Dark, don't. A bit like eating raw dough, but without the attendant chalky taste. I'm eating Kaita's balls. That's not what I was going to say, but we'll say that. It's nicer than what was crossing my mind. Kaita leans back, studying you intently. The trid projections from his cart cause his face to be lit in a constantly shifty array of rainbow hues. So what brings you to Whampoa Garden, my friend? Somehow I doubt it's just the street food. Let's just tell everyone what I'm doing. I'm looking into the killing of the Whampoan elders. Kaita shivers, wrapping his arms around his body. I've been hearing a lot about that. Haven't looked too closely, though. It's just none of my business, you know. Of course it's none of your business. This is Asia. If it's not your business, you don't mess with it. No, okay. Dark, that's a stereotype that a lot of Asian countries have. Because it happens. Which is also hilarious because there's probably CCT everywhere too. Surveillance. I don't know. I assume Hong Kong would have a lot of surveillance because it's a high-tech city, and it's a small population in a city. I say a small population. I mean a small small concentrated area of a city, meaning lots of people there. You know, that's what I meant. Let me rephrase that. There's overcrowding in that city, majorly, and of course everything's fucking expensive. What can you tell me about the people here? Man, the wind is blowing. We're tech heads, deckers, riggers, trid pirates, and everything in between. If I had to define this place, I'd say it's Asia's mecca for people like us. As for the elders, I can give you the basics. I'm a small fry, so we're not exactly on social terms. I wouldn't be on social terms with you because you didn't have a period at the end of that sentence, buddy. Ing's some kind of crazy tech witch. She summons up spirits and casts spells, and works at the spiritual center of the tribe. She's a lot craftier than she seems too. She has this mother-to-everyone act going on, but I've watched her manipulate people into doing all kinds of stuff they wouldn't normally do, and they thought it was their idea the whole time. Magically, you mean? No, I don't think so. She's just really good with people. Eep's a killer, addicted to cybernetic implants. He always has to have the newest and freshest gear. The funny thing is, I've never seen him fight. I kind of get the impression he's a coward. He'd rather let one of his buddies handle a problem than do it himself. All I know about Tong is that he loves drones and does a little decking. Frankly, I find him kind of boring. All he talks about is neural networks, dark knowledge, and evolution of machine learning. Like I said, boring. What's with all the trid screens? Kaita beams and gestures excitedly at them. You like them? I love trid operas. Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Indonesian, it doesn't matter. This way I can watch all of my favorite shows without missing a beat, and I can work at the same time. Pirated Trid is my other business. I rip the streams in the Matrix, tap right into the corporate feeds, and resell them on chip out here. Kaita's face falls a bit and his enthusiasm wanes. I wish I could pay the bills, but my food card's a lot better at that. I don't know why, but most of the other Whampoans seem to like sim over Trid. Yeah, they want to be experiencing and get the high kick off of that. They don't know what they're missing, though. One episode of 1,000 Cranes of Autumn, and they'd be hooked for life. I'm just at the part where Oreen has confessed her love to Takayama, but he's got to get his mech suit out to the front lines on Mars, so he can't be with her. Downright heartbreaking, I tell you. That sounds like an interesting show, all right? Eyes twinkling, Kaita leans forward in breathless excitement. Oh, you have no idea. 312 episodes. 312. Chronicling a noble mech pilot and the tumultuous love affair he has with a space station governor's daughter. The pathos, the majesty, the Battle of Lagrange 1 spans 5 episodes just by itself. For some reason, I guess it just doesn't resonate with the wider public. I don't know why. Who doesn't want to see a Trid show about giant flying robots, love, betrayal, and spies? Yeah, you're in the wrong century, buddy. That's this century. 20th through the 21st. Actually, one question. Is it anime? If it's animated, people go for it. I've got to stop myself before I get carried away. Was there something else you needed? Got any thoughts on the murders? Yeah, ignore them. Kaita shrugs indifferently. I saw the crowd down at Tong's Sensory Carnival earlier tonight, but I didn't know the guy very well. I'm a Trid fan. He likes The Sims. Not a lot of crossover between us. See you later, Kaita. Hey, you're running in a line. That's impressive. Oh, not anymore. Breaker Hui? Breaker Hui. I wish it was an L. It'd be cool. Oh, you got a portrait. An imposing troll stands in front of a stall overflowing with weapons of all sorts. Pistols, rifles, and even brass knuckles overflowing onto the rug around him. Ho there! You look like a man who understands the value of self-defense. Breaker Hui. Let's see, at your service. And I can promise you I can help you defend yourself. What do you say? Want to take a look? It's in a book, reading Rainbow. Take a look. It's in a... Okay. I'm more interested in information. Yeah? Tell me what you want. Maybe I can help you out. Know anything about the murders? Just that elders have been getting hacked apart. I've tried to stay away from it all. No sense painting the crosshairs on my own forehead, right? The troll shrugs indifferently. I'm nobody important, and I aim to keep that way. What are your impressions of the Whampoan elders? Can't say I associate much with them. They organize a big trade. They organize big trade deals with the Lohojoa pirates, the triads, and legitimate businesses. They tell us if somebody's been blacklisted and dispense justice when someone breaks the rules. Beyond that, they leave us alone. I leave them alone. I'm just not important enough to register on the radar. You know anything about Elder Magpie? Never met her, thank God. She ran with the Deckers, mostly, since she dealt in chips and software. I heard she was hard to work with. I think the phrase I overheard was that she shrieked like a harpy with a fresh corpse. I don't know. You should ask Zippy, though. He's a sharp one with a deck, so he'd know her better than most. Aside from Tong, who slings the BTLs around here. The Red Spear Gang. Okay. They run up in here sometimes, but don't cause any trouble. Check out the parking garage south of here, though. They're usually hole up in there. Step light, though. If they don't know you and you cop an attitude, they'll put you in the ground. Funny thing, I heard there was a shootout with some Hong Kong police in the garage a month ago. I was away in Beijing at the time, so I didn't see it directly, but everybody was talking about it when I got back. Why is that funny? Because we don't let the HKPF in here, most times. We shoot at them if they try. Every time they come in here, it's bad for us, because they're always looking for a scapegoat. Why would the elders let them in? Nobody knows. So weird. Yeah. See you later. Oh, this is that person. Genevieve. Okay. You were totally not what I was expecting. Also, what is that? Is that some kind of deck? What's it called? Jacker? No, not jack. Is it jack? I forget, but is that what's on this side? Because I can't tell for sure. You totally look like someone who they made realistically. You look too realistic is what I'm saying. The man in front of this stall is rooting through a box of music chips with the swift fingers of someone who knows what they're looking for. Behind him, a music player pumps out a constant stream of distorted, atonal music. The stall's proprietor is nowhere to be seen. Can you believe this? They've got 4 bootlegs of Echelon 60. The unreleased Enoch Ian Key's double chip show from Brazzaville, but absolutely 0 chips from Shotgun Bloom. This stall's stuff is purely second rate. True, like nothing I've ever seen before or heard before. The Decker clans his head politely toward you. Not Whampoa Garden, no. I'm from the UCAS. Mo runs a hand through his hair, shaking the collected rain off of it. No, now the internet is acting up. No. Okay. Don't shut off, internet. I thought so. What brings you out here? Nasty business. I heard Tong died tonight. I didn't know who or what they pissed off, but it seems like a really bad scene. I'm trying to keep my nose out of it. Still, I like this place. Is there anything I can do to help? What can you tell me about the Whampoans? We're a collection of freaks, geeks, nerds, and tech junkies. This place may look like a third world bazaar, but believe me, we have stuff here that's cutting edge in almost every field. Mo swells with pride and plants both hands firmly on his hips. Maybe it's not as advanced as the stuff the Megas have in their development labs, but it's Dark screwed up. It's pretty great by our standards. I don't know. People come from all over the world to buy and sell here, and work out deals for big shipments. We've got contacts with every pirate and smuggling group in the South China Sea, and every major syndicate and gang in the Free Enterprise Zone knows not to mess with us. Not only are there a lot of us, nobody wants to lose what we're selling. The Red Dragon made a play 4 years ago, but we chased them out. thought the red dragon... Oh, no, that's the name of the person. I thought that was a name of one of the triads. Okay. Low gestures with both hands as if shooing away a bothersome insect. Scoot off back to Homantine, and they've never been back. Oh, I guess that is a gang, but not a triad. Good for you. That's how you survive. That sounds dangerous. You must have pissed them off. Let's do that one. It's all about playing the angles. Yeah, it pissed them off. But when we sold goods to the Yellow Lotus at a discount, in exchange, the Yellow Lotus kept them off our backs. You don't have to beat up the big guy to win. You just have to make him step back so the other big guys see he's off balance. Actually, yeah, that is another triad, because that name was mentioned earlier. Stand-up fights are for the megas. There, really? Corporations are proper? Bullshit. We're about survival, just like everybody else in the shadows. You know anything about the murders? I'm trying to stay as far away from it as possible. I'm not connected enough to hear anything important, and all the talk about monsters is just plain dark. I'm not afraid of monsters, but I don't want to get their attention. All I know is that a couple of months ago, we had elders Nakamura, Yitun, Gon, and Magpie, and now we don't. I've heard about Magpie. Sounds like she was kind of vicious. To be blunt, she's a hateful, shrewish old badger of a person. It was always her way or the highway. She'd butt heads with the other elders over damn near anything. The last fight she had was with Tong over something or other. I guess she ended up throwing some of his micro drones into a deep fryer and threatening to kick his ass around the block. What was her line of business? Matrix gear. Her shop's called the Jack Point. Not very imaginative, I know. Really? All the others are weird. You have to be imaginative. I'd rather be direct. I'm more German that way. I don't know. Actually, no. That's not direct. German is practical. Logical. It's not direct. Anyway, she always had the hottest programs, but best chips, and made some killer decks for anybody willing to pay her rates. It cost plenty of Nguyen, but she was one of the best in the business, at least in Hong Kong. If you want to know more about her, you should talk to Zippy. He's one of the only people around here who got along with Magpie. Oh, really? I thought... You could probably find him near or by the MTR station. I guess that's... Metro Train Rail. Is that what MTR stands for? I'm going to assume so. He loves the steamed bun cart over there. What's your area of expertise? I'm a decker. I used to be a company man for years, pushing code on their servers, smearing the little cyber pukes that would try to get into our secure systems. I made a pretty good living. Had my own place on the 48th floor in a corporate skyscraper. Oh yay, in a corporate one. It was the kind of thing that Sims teach you everybody reaches for. The Sims teach you? Are we talking about like BTLs? Because I'm like, why would a simulator... I don't get it. The Dream Life. I didn't read what I clicked on, so you're going to have to double check that. Or you already read it. What made you quit? What made you change? Probably. Something like that. I found out the company wasn't what I thought it was. Sure, they paid me well and kept me in creature comforts, but I accidentally looked over some misfiled reports while cleaning out a company data store. Turns out one of the company's security riggers had gotten drunk and blabbed about some project or other being over budget and behind schedule. That's not good. It'd be a fireable offense, right? I guess it could, depending upon who he's blabbing to. Maybe. Mo purses his lips, his gaze going distant for a moment. Well, I guess upper management was worried that info would hurt their stock ratings by a fraction of a point or two. So they fired the guy with a .308 round right through the skull. Oh my gosh. You should know that's how the corporations handle problems. I'm sure that's how many would want to handle them. And maybe in some countries. Okay. Wait, shot him over a fraction of a point? That seems drastic. It may only have been fractions of a point, but that was still tens of millions of new yen. I guess that was beyond a firing offense. Directly into murder territory. Oh, it came as... Okay. I thought they were afraid that something like him saying that to someone else, and really important, that would make that into an effect. That would actually happen, and that would occur, and so they killed him. Okay, it did happen, and they did that. Okay. They're not as bad. They wouldn't just, to be on the safe side, pop that guy. No, they popped him because of that. A little bit better. No. What's worse, since I now knew about both the project and the murder, I could be next in the firing line. I knew I wasn't worth the expense to hunt down, as long as I kept my head down. So I came out here, looking for like-minded deckers. I guess I ended up staying because I could get a semblance of community out here, and I couldn't get that many other places. See you later, Mo. Hey, Mo, you should open up a bar. Let's go to the jack point. Actually, first we're going to save the right things. And then I'll be right back. Lit some incense. I've had it for a while, and I'm like, I need to do it. I haven't bought any diffusers recently for the bathroom, so I was like, I'll buy candles. I don't really have a couple, but I want like a good big one, you know? Some kind of smell. And then I forgot to look for them today when I was at the grocery store. So hopefully I remember to try to look for some downtown tomorrow when I'm needing to buy some shoes for myself. Because yeah, I would like to have a good smelling candle. Get something autumn smelling, because can't really normally get things like that. Normally it's like, you know, what you'll find is like air, like what? Ocean breeze or lavender, or, you know, common smells, which I'm like, I don't want common smell. I want the good shit. No, I don't know. Let's see. Display case. The incense I'm burning is vanilla, by the way, if you're curious. This bin is full of assorted chips, peripherals, and add-on modules for cyberdecks. They don't seem to be arranged in any coherent fashion and are spread across the felt surface. Church to the bins, you know, what's gonna mess with shit. You sift through the display case, searching for anything that might prove interesting. Isabel peers past you into the bin you're searching. That's interesting. There's a lot of storage memory, IO handlers, and active memory in this bin. I'm not seeing any MPCP hardware, response increased chips, or anything relating to the hot shit decking Magpie was supposed to be into. In fact, you couldn't even build a full deck with this. Without the MPCP, it's just a glorified comlink. What do you think it means? Well, if I had to guess, I'd say somebody's cleaned her out. MPCP, response increase, biofeedback filters, and all that. They're easy to move, expensive, and highly illegal. All the rest of this crap is good, but it's nothing you couldn't pick up at any electronics shop. You'd have to know what you're looking for, though. Only a good decker would know what they're seeing. Could Magpie have taken them with her? Isabel gestures toward one of the other displays. A pair of small cyberdecks sit inside the locked case. I guess so, but if she did that, why would she leave the completed cyberdecks? No, I think this was theft. Plot thickens as to why she left. That could be related. Open server. Yeah, don't mess with the servers. Why do you have an open server here? The front of the server's case hangs open. The inner machinery quiet and without power. A clipboard is stuck to the side by a piece of duct tape. It appears its papers filled with a long list of programs and their prices. A quick glance over the program sheet reveals names like Bugs, and Blackhammer. Undoubtedly, this was Magpie's attack program storage machine. Somebody's removed the drives, and it sure wasn't Magpie. Here, look. Isabel gestures to the innards of the open server. Near the back, a solitary red light blinks. The main drives were disconnected properly, but it looks like she modded the server to have a backup drive with its own battery-based power supply. If it was Magpie, she'd have taken that too. Crap. This is a Fuji XB1000, and it looks like the battery power ran out a while ago. The XB1000s are constant wire drives, or constant write drives. They're dirt cheap and have a ton of capacity, but if they run out of power, they lose their data. We're not going to be able to get anything off the drive. Oh, crap. That sucks. Okay, I was like, why am I not going through here? Let's search the bathroom first. Let's see. You search Magpie's bathroom. There's not much in here. A toothbrush, toilet paper, some hairpins, and a collection of cheap makeup. The combination bath shower unit, however, has minor flakes of a dry reddish substance near the drain. Uh-oh. Blood. Dried blood. Prying open the drain cover, it looks like quite a bit of it was shed as well. Someone killed her. Shit. Maybe Magpie didn't take a trip after all. With that amount of blood, I'm guessing somebody killed her quietly and then drained her body in the bath. It'd make it cleaner to relocate. This doesn't seem to match the killer's other scenes, though. I'm thinking there's a lot more going on with these murders than we were initially told. First, they don't even mention Magpie to us, and it now looks like she's been killed? Something's not right here, Lore. Let's not mention this to the elders. If they're hiding anything, they may start cleaning up their tracks better. True. Magpie's desk. Magpie's desk is the kind of messy most people only associate with rats' nests, hoarders, and deckers. The surface of the desk is littered with cigarette butts, half-finished cans of soy cough, and scraps of electronics. A towering pile of empty instant noodle bowls sits next to it. Their sides are blazoned with Honest Wang's instant old-time lamian, and depict a line of top hat wearing caterpillars dancing with canes. Sweet mother of God. Duncan recoils, a revolt expression spreading over his face. Deckers, man. I don't get it. Why the hell wouldn't you pick up after yourself if this is where you work? You're saying this right in front of Isabel. Isabel shrugs indifferently. She was probably busy. When you get in the zone, auto zone, you have to keep at it. That's just how it goes when you're in the Matrix. She probably had a timer in her deck to remind her to toggle back to meat space and eat. Duncan looks at you, giving you a pointed glare. If I ever have to get in the zone that bad, promise me you'll punch me in the head. This place is gross. Search the deck. Oh no, that's gonna fly off. No! Wind! Don't blow the little bit of incense off yonder. Let it blow and then fall on the ground. No! No! No, wind! I say no to thee! Okay. Alright. Nothing's happening. I put a paper towel underneath. Hopefully it won't catch on fire. But because my incense holder is longer than the incense stick, and the angle that it is. I've got two types, but the last time I did this, it went on to, it didn't burn away any of the plastic shelving, but there was ash, and I don't want to clean up the ash, so that's why I put paper there. But if the wind blows it and acts up, I'm amazed it's holding on. Anywho, but yeah, I don't want to mess, is what I'm saying. You gingerly root around the desk, doing your best to avoid the more disgusting piles and spills. It isn't easy. The Decker's drawers are stuffed to overflowing with receipts, cigarette packs, optical chips, and cables. Most of the contents are boring, useless, and disgusting. While searching one of the bottom drawers, however, a low-quality tin lockbox catches your eye. Someone has pried the latch off, leaving a ragged hole where the lock should be. The interior of the box has several sleeves for storing keycards, all of which are empty. A small note is taped to the interior of the box. Spare stockroom keys. The door is in the rear of Mrs. Young's Restaurant. Do not lose these. That's not Wang, it's Wong. Technically, yeah. Mrs. Young's restaurant. Do not lose these. Use only if I am not available to open the stock room. A stock room, huh? So who broke the lockbox to get the keys out? Maybe it was one of the elders. They had the keys for this place. Probably whoever cleared out Magpie's equipment. I'm going to say the latter because they certainly, unless they popped it. Or technically both. I don't know. This is very sketchy either way. I'm thinking you're right. Whoever tore the latch off the box was in a hurry. Any of the elders could have cracked the bag lock without much trouble, and most regular Whampoans could too. This seems like somebody who was tossing the place and wanted to get in and out as fast as possible. If someone was after Magpie's gear, her stockroom would be a gold mine. Leave the desk alone. Direct investigate the jackpoint. Find a key to Magpie's stockroom. Well, we're gonna meet some gangers in a moment. Nope, don't you dare restart that level, Dark. Don't be dumb. Magpie's keycard. A keycard to Magpie's shop, the jackpoint. Okay. Oh, I still pay data? Oh, I didn't know I still had pay data. I feel dumb. Well, I can give it to him later. That's far enough, guy. The woman hefts her weapon, tossing a nod toward the gangers behind her. This lot's our turf. If you're looking for a fix, you're welcome to trade. If you're not here for business, clear the hell out. You try and wander around on our turf, we're gonna have to air you out. So what do you say? You looking for a little pick-me-up? A little nitro to give you some pep? Maybe you want some chips. Take that edge off. You want it? I got it. Show me what you have. Actually, I'm curious. What chips? I guess technically Jazz and Kamikaze are chips. But meh. Can't look around this garage. What happened in the fight here? Some of these BTOs you're saying look an awful lot like they came from Tong's shop. Yeah, so what? Why do you care? Must have gotten them recently. How'd you know Tong was dead? Nope, let's do this one. So if you stole these from Tong's, maybe you saw something I can use in my investigation. Yeah, I guess that's fair. It's like this. Broken Thumb Yuan was walking down the street and sees this guy go into Tong's joint right at closing time. Tall guy, hunched over, had the shitty gray rain poncho draped over him. Now, Yuan figured that was weird as hell, so he posts up and waits. He figures the guy will come out soon, because Tong's closing up shop. Nothing for 15 whole minutes. Guy comes out, hustles down the street with nobody saying boo. I figure he was... let's see. I figure he was waiting for an ebb in the crowds. Ewan sees some blood smeared on the door, though. So he goes to check it. Not going to be busy or be using his gear anymore. So to hell with it. Ewan jacks the lot of it. What friendly people? Business is business. The killer. Tall, gray, rain poncho, hunched over. Also smart about how he came and went. Well, that could be anyone because a rainy poncho obscuring yourself. And it's gray. I mean, to match, to blend in with the surroundings. I mean, come on. What happened in the fight here? As far as I know, some police showed up looking for somebody. They got in here, all of them got killed. Whoever they were after was long gone by the time we showed up. Used to be a lot of Whampoans living here. They all cleared out, muttering about ghosts and shit like that. Have you heard anything else about the murders? Get a key for the storm drains, find out what the Reds... Okay. Nothing much. I tell you what, though. I've got a guy named Kong. Yeah, Kong. And he was thinking of something else. And he was down in the storm drain system last week. Something was moving down there. Big, too. Man-sized. But it wasn't speaking any language Kong understood. Kid beat feet back here as fast as he could. Dumbass dropped his storm drain key on the way out, though. You want to go looking for whatever it was? You have to get a new key from somebody else. Kong stole his from a city worker. Who else might have a key to the storm drains? There's a guy named Porter Lam who's got keys to pretty much everything. He's somewhere between a cop and a handyman. Ewan also mentioned some elf woman with crazy colored hair who managed to scam a key. He said she hunted paracritters down there. Devil rats and shit. Okay, can I look around this garage? Man, are you deaf? What the hell did I tell you? No, you goddamn well can't wander around our turf. The ganger shakes her head, mumbling something about idiots with no memory. Etiquette gang. I'm glad I have that. Etiquette socialite. Do you know who Kindly Chang is? I work for her. She could do you some favors in the future. Okay. I'm on business for the Whampoa elders. You're only here because they tolerate you. They hear you're blocking me. Your ass is gonna get kicked out the way, all the way to Suin Wan. Let's try that. The ganger shifts nervously, glancing around at her allies. Okay, I'm listening. What kind of business are you on? I'm investigating the murders of the other elders. The gunfight with HKPF might be related. Alright. We only moved in here because all the Whampoans are too scared or too shit scared of monsters and ghosts to come back in. The elders told us it was alright if we moved in here. Seemed happy to have us camped out, honestly. Look around, knock yourself out, just stay out of the way of our business. Woot woot! Yay for charismatic etiquette. Ooh. Lady Drain. Dried blood and clots clog the drain. As you look closer, however, something catches your eye. An off-red color that doesn't match the hues of the gore around the drain. Bending closer, it appears to be a small nugget of some kind. Fish the adamant. Broken piece of armor. The nugget, upon closer inspection, is a chunk of some kind of synthetic ferroplastic. It's got ragged edges, as it was broken off a larger object. A number of small markings are partially obscured by scratches. Yay for being an academic! Decipher the emblems. Brushing away some of the dust, you peer out the fragmentary bit of ferroplastic. The scratches and markings on the nugget seem vaguely familiar, and after a moment it strikes you. You're not seeing the entirety of the markings, as the rest remain on the parent piece of ferrocrete. Were the scratches to be completed, they would read Renraku Kagaku Kabushiki Gaisha, the Japanese name for Renraku Applied Sciences, the brand of Renraku Asia responsible for materials science. Huh. So the poncho-wearing dude is Japanese? Or at least worked for at some point, or is from Japanese corporation? Because, or at least in the gunfight, whoever was being shot at and killed all the Hong Kong police force was Japanese or something? Bloodstains. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that the drone was on the drone on the other side. I thought was like the bloodstain pattern on the wall, and I was confused. Okay, I'm like, am I using astral projection or something? Why is it so huge? Okay, dried blood and bullet holes pockmark the floor, pillars, and walls of the parking garage. Judging by the amount of blood staining the floor, multiple people died here. To call the scene bloody would be to do it a disservice. This was a massacre of tremendous proportions. Look at this lore. Look at this lore. I forget how my voice sounds at times. Duncan points to several scratches on the floor and in the pillar. These scratches look like they're from a long-bladed weapon, like a sword or machete. That matches the wound on Tong's neck. Our killer must have fought the HKPF in here and cut them apart. With the number of bullet holes in the walls and cars around here, they must have just been spraying wildly. Duncan checks the chamber on his assault rifle. I tell you what, I don't want to have a fight. I don't want to have to fight this maniac at close range. Okay. Anything else? I only see bikes. I don't actually see cars in here, to be quite honest. Okay. Actually, I didn't check anything down here. No. Anything over here? No. Okay, it was just in that spot. Let's see here. So I need to get a key. Get a key to Magpie's stock room. Well, maybe both can be asked by what's his name down over here. The people left. Bow, bow. Who are you? Not what I was trying to click on. Motherfucking game are you? Okay. Hey there. Need something else? What can you tell me about Elder Magpie? Whampoa and snort, shrugging his shoulders. Oh. I already did this. Do you have a key to the storm drainage system? Sure, why do you ask? Drop a gun down a grate or something? Following up a lead on the killer. Yay! In that case, take the damn key. You'll have to forgive me if I don't want to go down there with you. Porter peels an antique Yale-style key off a keyring and hands it to you. Knock yourself out, man. There's an entrance up by the Jade Mountain restaurant. Can't miss it. See you later. How do I get a key to the Magpie stock room? Let's save again. And see if the elders have anything. I don't really trust them. To all this crap, I don't trust them. But they may have a key to the stock room. Is there anything we can do for you, Laura? I'm gonna ask. Why did you let the HKPF into Whampoa Garden last month? Kong is taken aback by the question. For a long moment, he says nothing. When his composure does return, he speaks deliberately and with great care. We generally don't let the police into Whampoa Garden, it's true. But in this case, we made an exception. The police were very polite and offered to look the other way over some of our deals with the Lohojoa pirates. They also made it clear that if we refused, they might not only take an interest in our deals with the pirates, they would call in the Special Duties Unit, SDU, and force their way in. We have repelled the Hong Kong police force before when they've tried to push us around. We could probably drive off the Special Duties Unit as well, but the cost in blood would be too high. Ing shrugs non-committally. Since they weren't hunting a Whampoan, we saw no reason to refuse the request. Who were they here for? They didn't say, and we didn't ask. The HKPF isn't exactly forthcoming about their business, and we've found that the less we know about their interests, we didn't let those in, though. We just delivered what was left of the bodies to them. Why didn't you let them in? We were willing to allow the group of 4 in because they asked politely. When the reinforcements arrived, there were over 30 of them. We couldn't risk the rest of the police setting up camp in our streets. It would have been a circus and disrupted our lives and business. This isn't really adding up. That sounds fishy. I'll be going now. That sounds fishy AF. Okay. Actually, maybe if we talk with Zippy again. Nope, never mind. Zippy doesn't have a thing about it. Huh. Wait, so where's the place I need to go? Oh, right here. Maybe we'll find it in the storm drains. I don't know. I don't remember. Ooh, sound effect broke in the storm drain. Wow, I got stuck. That's why I was moving. Body parts? The disgusting pile of stinking human remains smells strongly of blood in the first stages of decay. Ugh. Blood? Blood? The arms, legs, and organs here are heaped together like stacked firewood, leaking blood and gore across the floor. The parts contained therein appear to have been sliced away from the parent body, rather than torn or bitten. Judging by the clean edges on the cuts, the blade used to sever these parts was a Kako knife. Was extremely sharp. This is the whole world of messed up lore. Isabel takes a moment to suppress a retch. You think the killer stashed these here? They're stacked. They've been organized. This is our killer, all right. Looking closely at the pile, one part stands out. It's a severed forearm, and it's covered with tattoos. Words in a Slavic language in a shining lighthouse adorn the forearm, and ring-like images are inked in each finger. On the back of the hand, there's a skull inside a square. This arm belongs to a Vor. These are criminal tattoos. The lighthouse shows he tried to escape from prison, or planned to. The words say, "All police are dogs." That skull inside a square means he served a prison term for robbery once. What's a Vor? A Vor is a thief. The Vori... I don't know how you do... I don't know how to pronounce this. The Zakon is the name of the organization. Thieves in law. I don't know Russian or Slavic. Well, they said Slavic, so Russian is related to Slavic, right? I don't know Slavic. They have strict code. Okay, that someone sneezed loudly and it startled me, of course. Despite the darkness, you see something glittering at the edge of the drain. Looking closer, it appears to be a necklace chain of some kind. It's become caught in the drain's grate, narrowly avoiding falling deep down the pit. Take the necklace. Yeah, it's a mission item. Silver necklace. Lifting the necklace out of the drain, you turn it over in your hand. It's a simple silver pendant on a chain. The silver pendant depicts a long-tailed bird in flight, a magpie. This is a small silver necklace. The pendant depicts a magpie in flight. I wonder if that was hers and might be used to be the key card. So we're going to do a save and then continue looking down here, but then we're going to try to see if we can find where that place is. What? There are a lot of people here. As you round the corner, you hear voices speaking just loudly enough for you to make out coherent sentences. The speakers are definitely not local. They speak with a slight Slavic accent, and their clothing is heavily armored. Around them are a number of crates and boxes, all mostly filled. It looks like the group is packing up. Oh my gosh. Vasilisa? Yaroslav says the boat will be ready tomorrow morning. He's gotten everything arranged with the port authority. We move the goods to his warehouse. He'll handle loading them onto the ship, and we can get paid right then and there. The orc spits on the ground. I'll be glad to be done with this filthy place. Galina, I will too. I hate having to hide in these damn drains. It stinks down here. I can hear the devil rats running down the walkways. It's a mess and it's disgraceful. We shouldn't have to put up with this bullshit. And Alexander still isn't back from his little trip. Yeah, he's dead. We'll have to leave him behind if he doesn't get back soon. I know, Galana. Until Andre says we're in the clear from the triads, we can't be seen with the goods on the street. They find us, we go back to Vladivostok in sausage casings. Those red dragon Mudaki don't screw around when it comes to protecting their turf. Who knows? Maybe Alexander was stupid and they caught him. Either way, we'll have to lug this crap to the drains for a few kicks. Several boxes near the two women bear a distinct label, a magpie in flight. The same emblem you saw stamped on Magpie's equipment in her shop. The orc woman sniffs the air suspiciously, and her eyes dart toward the dark tunnel you stand in. Before you have a chance to get out of sight, she locks eyes with you. The orc lifts her chin as she regards you, cracking her knuckles. What have we here? A curious little pest, come looking for things that don't concern him. What do we do with pests, Galana? A Galena? Probably Galena, like Galana. Galena puts a hand on her shotgun's barrel. We break them, Vasilisa. And then we hammer a spike through each of their throats, so anyone who sees their bodies knows not to meddle in our affairs. I suggest you stay where you are, pest. The Whampoa elders know I'm down here. You start a fight, you're going to have every drone and cyber junkie on these streets crawling up your ass. Some of the cockiness... yeah, she cocks her gun on her avatar. Some of the cockiness goes out of the Russian woman's eyes. She shifts back and forth nervously, shooting a glance at the orc. Finally, she lifts her shotgun, sighting along the barrel. Okay. You think we're afraid of those little worms? You think we're afraid of you? Don't make me laugh. We could be out of here before they even realize you're missing. You think those crazy chipheads would give a shit about what happens down here? I don't think so. Duncan sneers at them, spitting on the ground. Make a move, shithead. Give me a reason to put you down. You thugs think you're so hard. I kill trash like you every damn day. I don't care what you're doing down here or what you've stolen. I just want to find the person murdering the Whampoa elders. You think I give a shit about what you're doing down here? None of that concerns me. So why the hell should we let you live? Because I can kick your ass? Because I know what happened to Alexander. A.K.A. gang. Andre is obviously the vor here. You're just enforcers, and he doesn't want a scene while you're in Whampoa Garden. Look around you. Academic. Look around you. These storm drains act like resonance chambers. The exits on the streets will be like the mouth of a trumpet. They don't care if they hear gunfire on their turf. Try it. I'll feed your face to your friend over there. Hope and goodwill? I think I did that one originally, but we're going to do this one. Vasilisa shoots Galena a sidelong glance. He's right, Galena. Andre would have our heads if we had to break cover before the shipment was ready. Shit. Galena lowers the shotgun, though her posture remains wary. You don't care about what we're doing? Not really, no. I have a job to do. This is incidental. So what do you want from us, then? You took Magpie's keycards, didn't you? Yay! Yeah. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Alexander took one earlier. He said he wanted to sweep the stock room, see if there was anything worth stealing in it. Oh, that's how you got killed. Probably. Vasilisa tosses you a keycard. Here. We don't have time for this. We have to move this gear. You want to play detective? Go right ahead. I want to continue talking with you. Let's push it. But first we're going to save. Because I don't want to deal with it. Anything else you can tell me? Vasily grunts by way of greeting. You again, what now? Is there anything else you can tell me about the murders that I might not know? You think we'd get out a lot? I wouldn't have even known there were murders if I hadn't bothered to come out to get some Soykov last week. It's none of our business and it isn't our problem, and I like it that way. See you later. I'm not going to inform them that Alexander is dead. Okay, sure, why not? They're assholes. Hey, what? Why are you coming up from there? Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, how do I get to... Okay, actually, it must be near a restaurant. Is it up here? Game. Game, why do you not have an indicator of where I need to go? Okay, here we go. And actually, I'm going to save because I believe we're going to find the killer. Pretty sure. And this is the reason why Alexander got killed, I believe, because I believe the killer is where he was looking, snooping around for items, was in here. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Really, game? Open door. Food. Despite the table's crude construction, an artfully laid meal awaits the owner. Several small dishes are filled with pickled vegetables while a large plate is arranged with long slices of raw meat. The meat is a pale pinkish white, like raw pork, and is covered in a light soy marinade. I'm not going to eat that. Poking at the raw meat, you discover that it's surprisingly tender. What's more, it has the faint aroma of marinade, as if deliberately prepared. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the meat alone. I'm not touching that shit. Are you crazy? No, it's raw meat. No, thank you. Mementos. This box is packed full of odds and ends. It nearly overflows with a collection of knickknacks, souvenirs, and assorted personal effects. There is no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown in haphazardly. Among the contents and charms from various temples, a wooden mask, and a paper fan. Let's see. Art charms from various temples. Examine the mask. The wooden mask is extremely light. It's been painted a pale white, and the surface is almost as smooth as porcelain. Delicate features and lifted eyebrows are matched with bright red lips and delicate carved teeth. The teeth have been stained to deep black. Examine the charms. The small charms are square cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. I actually don't know what mask that would be offhand. I don't know a lot about Japanese nor Korean masks. I know a little bit more about Korean masks because obviously I live in Korea, but nah. Well, my phone went off with the message. Although, you know, I know some stuff about Japanese because of video games and shows, movies, whatever, but yeah. Not a whole lot. Same as charms, only a little bit. Did I buy a charm? I could have sworn I bought a charm with my name. No, I bought someone else a charm with their name. Might have been because I couldn't find a charm with my name. Might have been it. The small charms are square cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. They come in a variety of bright colors and are embroidered with characters for prosperity, peace, wealth, and protection. Inside each appears to be a folded paper prayer or folded paper prayer or fortune, written in Japanese. Examine the paper fan. Unfolding the fan, you tilt it up toward the light to examine it. The image depicts an East Asian city from the 19th century or earlier. Curved roofs at sunset beside a deep blue river. 2 ships sail down the river, which is in turn spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, laborers carry buckets along the shore as a man on horseback rides in the opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the city skyline. 1 large temple hall and a 5-tiered pagoda. Leave the box alone. As you step away from the box, you hear a slight click in the distance. The sound of the door's latch shutting. You are no longer alone in the stock room. Standing before... Yeah, here's the killer. Standing before you is a man clad in heavy armor and bearing a katana on his hip. Well, he's holding it, actually. His skin is an ashen gray, his eyes dead white. His teeth are jagged and appear quite sharp. This is no man. This is a ghoul. Gaichu. The ghoul's blind eyes search back and forth as it regards you. It cannot see you, but you have a sense that it knows exactly where you are at all times. Ah, a hired gun. No doubt brought to bear against me by the Whampoa elders. A means by which they can lift the curse plaguing them. I salute your tenacity, but I wonder, will you hear me out before raising your weapon to kill me? Some ghouls talk. You're a ghoul and you're talking. I mean, we know, it's been established. We've even talked about it. There are some ghouls who can talk. Yeah. Yes, and I'm not only talking, I'm reasoning as well. And since you have not attempted to kill me, your own higher faculties are engaged. I am a curiosity to you. The ghoul bares his teeth, breath rasping over them as he inhales. Also, he's like right next to, Isabel and behind Duncan. So it's like, hostage. Okay. You wish to know not only what I am, but what I have done. As for who, you may call me Gaichu. Is Gaichu like Japanese for ghoul? Because if it is, dear Lord. Know who you are. You're the one killing the Whampoa elders. You are correct. I've killed all of the Whampoa elders to date, though only Elder Magpie was according to my initial plan. I regret the deaths of the other elders, but it was necessary. What does Gaichu mean? Harmful insect. Okay. It's the name I've taken for myself, since the word is usually applied to pests, especially ones who drink blood, such as leeches and mosquitoes. The first character means injury, or evil influence, and the second means insect or worm. This affair began simply enough. As you may surmise... Wait, I didn't ask you to go into your plot. I wanted to know about your name. I didn't ask you about why you were killing them. Come on now. As you surmise, I'm not someone who can be seen in public without great risk. Whampoa Garden is an excellent place to hide.
no police or triad presence, and minimal interest in things that lurk in the shadows. Unfortunately for me, Elder Ng discovered me through communion with her spirits. Rather than kill or chase me away, she came to me with a proposition. Ng and the other elders were having problems with one of their number. Yep, there we go. An elder named Magpie had been holding many of their plans hostage and would not budge. They could not remove Magpie, however, because her services were too useful to the Whampoans at large. Ng offered me payment to dispose of Magpie, and I accepted. Wu shoots you a sidelong glance, tusked bared as he grits his jaw. Why the hell are we talking to this thing, Lore? It's a goddamn ghoul, and you know what they're like. Really? What, pray tell, am I like? All teeth and claws and bad manners, I expect? Gaichu's tone is amused, despite the harshness of his rasping voice. Really? You want to crack jokes, you cannibal? Wu takes an involuntary step forward, raising his rifle. Oh, he's not behind. I just realized he's not behind Duncan, he's behind Raptor. You're the kind of monster that devour a family just because it's convenient. Remember the 162's, Lore? He's just like them. Not all ghouls are the same. The 162's were a gang Wu in the Barrens. Like that matters a bit of difference. Go on then, talk to the monster. But I'm keeping my finger on the goddamn trigger. I believe that we were speaking of the Elder's plans to have me kill Magpie. Surely you must be a little curious about that. You didn't clean up all of her blood. I found some in her drain. Ah, unfortunate. I thought I was careful enough. Having it on my hands must have obscured my sense of smell enough that I missed the last remnants in the drain. I disposed of Magpie's body by emptying the blood in her bathroom. Then I cut her up into more portable pieces. Those were placed in a plastic tarp, which I took to the storm drains and hid. Gaichu nonchalantly waves a hand, his tone flat and unconcerned. It's unfortunate, but my survival depends upon consumption of raw metahuman flesh. Letting such nourishment go to waste would be a foolish error. You're still a murderer, and I have a job to do. But why kill the other elders, then? I contacted the elders, not in person, of course, and they arranged to exchange payment. I assumed that since the job was done, would be a woman of her word. Baring his teeth, Gaichu hisses his next words across clenched teeth. I was mistaken. I arrived at the nearby parking garage. That's what was his reward. Okay. I arrived at the nearby parking garage. I didn't read the rest of this, but I'm pretty sure I got a grip of why the police were called. Parking garage the elders had told me about. They'd cleared out the other Whampoans under some pretense, though I'm not sure what ruse they used. The elders never showed up. Instead, several members of the Hong Kong police force arrived. They were more heavily armed than usual, so I suspected they knew something of my nature. I saw scarring on the concrete from bullets and a blade. You killed them with a sword? And my heads, yes. My blindness precludes the use of ranged weapons. Unfortunate, since I was an excellent shot before I became infected. But my skills in grappling and kinjutsu have only increased. A battle of swords is a clash of souls. Mine was stronger than theirs, and they perished. Betrayal of that sort cannot stand. Not only was I not paid for my time and effort, the Whampoan elders treated me like a common animal, and I am so much more than that. Reputation is everything, and I had none. and I had hoped to build a network of contacts so that I would be able to continue finding work. But with that treachery, my hopes were dashed. I decided to become the monster that they feared. One by one, I have eliminated them. They know how to contact me, and could have ended their nightmare at any time by making amends. I would have asked for more money, but I would have ceased my hunt. Yet they did not. Instead, they contacted you, no doubt asking you to eliminate me where the police had failed. So I ask you, what now? What will you do? Will you attempt to finish what the Whampoa started? Or will you treat me with the same humanity I have shown you? Let me ask you some questions. I mean, I know what I'm going to do, people. But thank goodness got my other bottle of water after this one, because the first one, the lime water, was almost gone. Now I've got apple. Let's see. Very well. Very well. What would you like? What would you like? Oh, yeah. Okay, he's well spoken. They get a grammar slip up. What would you like to know? I need to make sure he doesn't sound like Ractor. That's the issue that I'm having. Hopefully, not similar, but trying to think. Ractor might be gentlemanly, but a lower pitch, and he's a higher pitch gentlemanly. That's one thing I can think. That's the only thing that's in my head right now. Although he's supposed to kind of sound like a ghoul, which I'm not doing. I don't think I can do that. Did you eat the elders? Some of them, not all. My condition requires that I consume raw metahuman flesh. I do not require a great deal to survive, perhaps 3 to 4 pounds per week. Consequently, there is vastly more supply than demand. Is this from your armor? Ah, yes, I felt a ragged edge on one shoulder plate. I assume it was removed when one of the police officers shot me with his rifle. The hazards of war include unkempt attire, unfortunately. Why would the elders have you killed instead of paying you? Any number of reasons. They are notorious cheapskates and will always try to save money when dealing with outsiders. It could be their natural inclination toward profit. They may regard me as subhuman and therefore unworthy of respect. It could be that they felt I was too dangerous to allow to live. It could even be that they simply did not like me. The net result is the same, however. They reneged. Or is it renegade? No, not renegade. It's reneged. Reneged. No, reneged. It's not reneged. Reneged. God damn it, I have to look it up. I know I looked up this word before. I know I effing looked up this word. Probably in Shadow and Dragonfall. I swear I've looked this word up. So let's make sure I say it correctly. I think it's reneged. Yep. It's reneged or reneged. Or reneged, but I'm gonna say nig. Reneged. So reneged. 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 Blah. Reneged. Okay. I was right once I thought about it. Boom, boom, boom. They reneged on a deal we brokered and attempted to have me killed. A message must be sent. Blood must be paid. As they have hired you to kill me, they have obviously not learned the lesson. If I let you live, what will you do? Kill the rest of the elders and anyone else they send to exterminate me. It is a matter of survival. Should I ever have the opportunity to work freelance again, potential employers need to understand the price of betrayal. These murderers are my curriculum vitae in revenge. I made my decision. Oh, what then will you do? How will this story end? Got to do a job. Die! No. Come and work with me. I can be your face. A curious offer. And what of the elders? Will you allow me the satisfaction of killing them? Of course. She said, reputation is everything. I haven't decided yet. I want to see what they have to say first. I would counsel you not believe their words, but you have the sound of one who is wary as a matter of course. Very well. Let us wait until a bit later in the night. Most pedestrians will be off the street, and it will be easier for us to approach the Whampoa without being noticed. Sounds like a good plan. And my teammates don't say anything? Interesting. That's all I've got to say about that. I don't know if is he in the party right now? He is. Okay. So action he has 50 HP. He's basically obviously a melee fighter. He is a street samurai. Clearly. He freaking uses a sword. But yeah, so he has 4 intelligence, 5 strength. He has throwing weapons. He might have a ninja star, I'm not sure. Wait, why does he have 4 in throwing weapons? This makes no sense. If you're saying gun isn't good, why would throwing be good? I mean, I know it's strength-based, but it doesn't make sense if he's... Melee makes sense with what he has as an ability, but not throwing. That's pretty dumb. Close combat, I mean, throwing weapons and close combat are the same. That's pretty weird. So his melee weapons and unarmed are the same. His dodge is 2, quickness of 4, willpower 4, body 5, and charisma 1. I mean, it makes sense it's low, but you know. He has a hand-forged katana. A work of art and a deadly weapon may do AP damage on a critical hit. Yes. Okay. Also, let's go back to me. Okay. As you approach, Elden's eyes widen. Her mouth falls open and the veins on her neck bulge. What are you doing? You brought this thing into our home. Quick, kill it before it kills us. Porter hefts his pistol warily, but does not aim it at anyone. Yeah, I have to say, this isn't a good idea. Why the hell is a ghoul in here? And why is it wearing armor? Calm yourselves. I am not an it. And your elders know this intimately. Gaichu bares his teeth in a rictus grin as he turns to face Ing. I don't know that word. Time to look up another word, folks. We're learning so many vocabulary words, even though reneged is something we already learned earlier. Is that rictus? Not to be confused with vicious? No. Or ironic? I'm trying to think what it would be. A gaping grimace. The expanse of an open mouth or a bird's beak. No. The corner of the mouth or the fleshy area with the upper and lower mandibles of a bird meet. Where the upper and lower mandibles of a bird meet. So a gaping grimace. So a hole. Okay. Rectal is the adjective. Okay. Good evening, Elder Ing. I can smell your fear, and I'm glad of this. It means you are learning the price of betrayal. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. What the hell is going on here? Can someone explain to me why the ghoul is talking? Gaichu had a contract with the elders, and they betrayed him. You know what? Let's just kill them, Gaichu. No, I don't do that shit. First one. You dare to accuse us of conspiring with a monster and covering it up? You're insane. The very idea is preposterous. Porter nods at the elders, looking back to you with a wary expression. I'm interested to hear what kind of evidence you have to support this theory, Laura. As far as I can tell, this monster killed Tong and the others, and that makes him a threat that should be eliminated. They died because they betrayed Gaichu rather than pay him for the killing of Elder Magpie. The elders hired Gaichu to kill Elder Magpie and make it look like she disappeared. You believe this vermin, this creature that feasts on metahuman flesh, that kills and dismembers our tribesmen. You are a naive and foolish man, if that's the case. He spits on the ground in front of Gaichu. What proof do you have that Magpie is dead? Ing, please. It matters where an elder is accused of breaking our law. The other elders generally judge them. It matters where all of them have been accused. I am authorized to act as a judge. Make your case, Shadowrunner. I found Magpie's necklace in the storm drains. Porter takes a moment to examine the necklace. He nods at you. This is definitely Elder Magpie's. If you found it in the storm drain, that's suspicious, but hardly proof on its own. Of course it's not proof. The number of things lost down storm drains in Hong Kong must number in the tens of thousands per year. While unusual, it's hardly evidence of foul play. There was a large amount of blood in her shower drain. So what? Perhaps she cut herself and washed the cut off. Or perhaps you are mistaken about it being blood. You're simply guessing as to what happened. That's true. It's a guess. And even if Porter gives Elder Eep a sidelong glance. The elders have always protected Whampoa Garden to the best of their ability. She hasn't been seen in a month, not by anyone. She wouldn't just disappear like that. That may be unlikely, but it's hardly implausible. You haven't established that the elders were involved. All you've done is make suppositions about it. What proof do you have that we hired and betrayed this creature? I won't sit by and listen to idle accusations without any kind of concrete evidence to back it up. What about the fight with the Hong Kong police force? How do you mean? What does that have to do with the elders and the ghoul? The evidence in the garage points to a fight with someone using a sword. We allowed the police into Whampoa Garden because they were hunting someone. They never told us who or why they were looking for their quarry. It didn't have anything to do with us. I should have probably said the second one. Gaichu hissed through clenched teeth, addressing Porter Lam. I was only in the garage to collect payment from them. The ordinary residents were warned of the HKPF's arrival and were gone by the time I arrived. That's... Okay, I get to click on everyone. Good. I thought, but I wasn't sure. That's suspicious, I admit. Porter regards the elders for a long moment. It still doesn't prove the elders knew it was the ghoul. This is a piece of Gaichu's armor I found in the garage. The markings on it prove it. You point out the armor's markings to Porter, and he nods with some satisfaction. This is from his armor, definitely, but how does it prove the elders knew of the ghoul's existence? The police officers were abnormally armed and armored, with much heavier gear than a normal patrol. They were armed with armor-piercing, discarding Sabat rounds. That's hardly standard issue. Lesser weapons wouldn't have broken that armor plate. If all they were looking for was a common fugitive, why be prepared for a fight of that magnitude? Obviously, they knew what they were searching for. That doesn't mean we did. You Whampoans don't allow police inside the area. Why make an exception this time? The police were polite and asked our permission to enter. They were hunting a non-Whampoan. That was enough reason for us to allow them in. Porter considers this for a moment and then shakes his head. That doesn't add up, Ian. Why would the police ask us for entry now? They've never been polite before, and they've always tried to force their way in. It just doesn't ring true to me. Did you ask them to come in order to hunt down the school? Preposterous, Porter. You know what our community is like. We wouldn't lie over something like this. This school has been lying the entire time, trying to cover his tracks. He still brutally murdered several elders. That's true. Those murders were vicious and cruel. Porter fixes you with a hard stare. I don't see any way to explain that. Away. Sorry, there's where I was expecting away earlier. That's why I was thrown off by the sentence. This school is a monster for how he killed Tong and the others. The scene of Tong's murder, like the others, was a deliberate sham. It was made to look more horrific than it was. I believe you. The blood smeared on the walls, the removal of his skin, that's a scene designed to evoke horror, not the scene of an actual fight. Elders, what do you have to say in response? This is a farce. We have dedicated ourselves to protecting the Whampoan tribe and everyone who lives in Whampoa Garden. Do you really believe outsiders and monsters over our word? We who have only tried to end the killings. You've been duped, Porter. You and the Shadowrunner. I concur. Porter, you know me. You know the kind of person I am. I wouldn't be party to the killing of another elder. Excuse me. I can't believe we're even entertaining the notion that we have to defend ourselves. We should be disposing of this school instead. Tong narrows his eyes at you, hissing. If you think I forget this, you're sorely mistaken. I will not tolerate this kind of insult. Let's see. The elders were all too happy to have the red spears move into the garage, almost like they want to keep anyone curious about the fight away. Magpie's gear was missing, obviously missing. Why didn't Eep tell me that? He would have had to have noticed, and Magpie's shop is locked up. Why didn't he want me investigating? Let's do the first one first. That's right. Eep, you even told me not to go to find out what happened with the fight. You said the Red Spear gangers were moving in and to leave them alone. Why would you tell me not to look into it? I was only trying to protect you from the Red Spears. They're dangerous, which is why I wanted to deal with them directly. Second one. Pure superstition. You think it proves something that I didn't notice equipment was missing? Magpie's shop is always a horrible mess. I'm waiting for Isabel, but I think she does say something later, I believe. Tong, you did a full inventory of Magpie's matrix servers. You assured us everything was running fine, and you would be able to continue her work. I find it hard to believe you missed something as obvious as missing equipment, especially while searching for stock. That's all I've got. Alright, I think I have some idea of what's going on here. And what do you believe the real story is? Gaiju seems to be telling the truth. Elders, too many facts don't add up. You are obviously hiding something, possibly a great deal, from the rest of the tribe. I'm sorry, but I have to take you into custody until the community can decide the extent and manner of your punishment. God damn it, Gaichu. Death would seem appropriate to me, especially given that they kept up the charade even to you, one of their most trusted citizens. Don't you dare talk to me like that, you disgusting beast. Eep begins to raise his weapon. Porter reaches out to stop him. Eep reluctantly stops. Eep, no. Don't make this any worse than it is. Porter turns to face you. Thank you, Lord. I'll make certain that justice is meted out. You are free to go, and I will ensure payment is delivered to you, so long as you take Gaichu with you. I can't have him staying here. He'll be coming with me. Ronin! He's a Ronin warrior! Yeah. Okay. I only remember seeing a little bit of the original Ronin warriors, and I never saw the remake of it. I never even saw the remake, so yeah. As you exit the Whampoa into the sweltering night air of the Kowloon streets, Gaichu turns to face you. I confess, I am unhappy with the decision to allow the Whampoan elders to live. We should have killed them. If for no other reason than to maintain our reputation. That's why I let them live. That's not how we do things. If you're going to run on this team, you'll have to learn to accept my decisions. What's done is done. Let it die. First one. Gaichu bows to you, head held very low. I can accept this. I'm unsure to working with Shadowrunners, and assumed you would see things as I do. Hopefully, there is much I can learn from you. I'm not like a typical Shadowrunner, even though, I don't know. I don't know how to play this guy. Like, Hekton was kind of virtuous. Dark was like meh, and well, kind of two-faced apparently. And B can be the judge of that. Him, I mean, I guess he's like F it. He's more of an F it kind of person because fuck life. I've been in prison. I had a crappy upbringing, and then in prison. We're like, what the fuck? So, but he does have a noble streak. I don't know. I always like to play someone who has kind of a noble side at points. I can't really be like a fucker or whatever. That sounds weird. A jerk all the time or edgelord or badass or something. No, I can't do that. I have to have some nobility in me. And not obviously nobility as in like aristocracy, but just nobility as in nobleness. Yeah. Shall we leave this place? I'm eager to be done with Whampoa Garden. No one else they're gonna say things later to me. He ain't only 2 karma? Well, that's bullshit. Oops. Hitting the wrong button. With me. Oh yeah, this is late at night, so no one's here. Yep. Kachigayo. Let's go. Let's get back. Heoi. The MTR rockets noiselessly toward Heoi along the edge of Kowloon Bay. What, is it a mag lift? Oh my gosh. Is it mag train, what does R, what did I say R stood for earlier when I said metro? Metro train rail, mag train rail? Oh my gosh, is it mag? Okay. The black water glitters in the night with the light of 1,000 reflected storefronts. Gaichu stares silently sightlessly out the window, one hand pressed to the glass. The plot by the elders is exposed, and Porter Lam is in your debt. You have a new ally in the respect of the Whampoans. Sometimes everything goes right on a job. You count yourself lucky this was one of those times. Yeah, I'm curious what other thing says. Okay, there's my other karma. Hell yeah. Optional, get some rest. We got some levels. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum. Okay, so cool bit. She's gained +1 to quickness and ranged combat, +2 to spell casting, and +1 to conjuring and dodge. Let's see. So territoriality, gain rat totem, destroy spirit. Golbit's rat totem invocation does 99 damage to any hostile spirit. This spell can only be used on spirits. Okay. Spiritualist, giant rat totem, steal spirit. Golbit's rat totem invocation can steal control of spirits that have been summoned by enemy shamans. Note that only one spirit can be under control until rank 5, spirit control, where it increases to 2. What is her current ranking? I wish I could see that. That sucks that they don't show you that on here. That's the second part. I'd rather do damage. I kind of hope that increases power, but I don't know. We're going to do damage. Okay. Raptor. Quickness, ranged combat, biotech, dodge, and pistol gain +1, and drone combat is +2. So Predator. Raptor's Predator, gain ability, shotgun mount. Raptor's drone gains an auto shotgun attachment, which does an additional 2 damage at the cost of -5% accuracy. Can hit adjacent targets at ranges 6 or greater. Uses 10 ammo. Mangler. What do we saw? Raptor's drone Koshi gains Kashi. Gains a mountable saw blade arm in the melee systems. This attack's critical chance is greatly boosted. Cooldown is 2. I mean, it's a saw. Plus, I don't like anything that minus accuracy, so yeah, we go with that. Gaichu, strength, willpower, close combat, and dodge are all +1. It's Red Samurai. Let's see. Red Samurai. Oh, they do both. Okay. Red Samurai gain ability, active defense, or rip. Okay, let's see here. Gaichu gains a defense ability that adds +2 armor and +1 dodge. I think I'm gonna do that. Gaichu gains a claw ability, rip, does an additional 2 damage and 2 bleeding damage. Yeah, no, I want the defense. And then here, let's see, Shuriken. Gaichu gains a defense ability that adds +2 armor and +1. That's wrong. There we go. Gaichu gains a ranged ability, a quick shuriken toss. That's more than my shuriken, probably because I suck in strength. 1 AP max range 10. Ghoul. Are you gonna do things that's more samurai based or ghoul? So humane or inhumane? Yeah. Gaichu gains a ranged ability, spitting infected saliva into the target's face. Ignores all armor. Damage 8 with additional 4 points of damage, but max rate. I want a shuriken. Alright, so Duncan Close combat, throwing weapon, biotech, dodge, rifle, and unarmed are all +1. Lethal force, mercy kill. Duncan gains an assault rifle ability that has a 99% chance to hit an enemy who has less than 25% HP remaining. +2. Wait, why is it? Oh, +2. Okay, 99%. Jesus. Crowd control, subdue. Duncan's subdue ability has its cooldown reduced from 3 rounds to 2 rounds. I never really got to use subdue yet. I'm not going to put him with any cyberware, even though this clearly has one. Although that's pretty handy. He's someone who says that he's not going to do it, although I don't want to, like, force him. I feel bad because his character himself doesn't want to do it. You know? We're going to do lethal again. I will be doing crowd control, don't worry. These all seem like crowd control things that I want. I mean, this also seems good, but I'm thinking I'm going to do crowd. The last 3 will be crowd control. No. Recoil composition. This would probably, so it's going to be, but I want that baton! But I don't like the fact it only does 4 HP and 2 AP damage per hit. And you have to recharge it after every 2 hits. That's kind of bullshit. So I might do that. So it's probably going to be lethal, crowd control, lethal, crowd control. So. And then Isabel, decking, and pistol are +1. Sabotage. Gain ability, steady shot. Isabel gains a pistol ability that increases accuracy by 30% and critical chance by a small amount for 1 shot. Espionage ability, mark target. Integrated tactical computer marks weak points in opponent's armor. Throws Isabel's mark target ability now reduces the target's armor by 1. What's sabotage? All right. I'm gonna quit soon, actually. But first, let's get money. God, if I don't get stuck on shit, that is. And also, let's talk. We should talk a little bit with people. First, I want my money. When I'm not even near the computer. You submit the job is finished and await the response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. The Whampawans tell me that they've ousted all of their council elders. Something to do with you exposing their efforts to cover up their own mess. It isn't the resolution I expected, but I think it's acceptable. If there's one thing I don't trust, it's people who won't pay what they owe. Thankfully, the Whampawans are more reliable than Ng and her allies. And so am I. Your payment is attached. Kindly check. Yay. Go back. Let's look at BBS. Post-pay data for sale. Okay. Search BBS. Oh my gosh! Fuck this, we're not reading these right now. I am not in the mood for that shit. I'm not. It's towards the end of me wanting to read a whole lot of shit right now. What's in my inbox? Oh yeah, the other shit. Well, we'll look at that later. Look away! You know what? I know who I want to talk with. Our newest member. Yes, he's over here. The storage room that functions as Gaichu's cabin is a cramped, overheated mess. Piles of old ship parts share space with tarnished cookware. Flats of instant noodles, a collection of cast-off clothes, and reams of diagnostic manuals for obsolete computer hardware. Yeah, excuse me. To top it all off, there is barely any light whatsoever. All of the bulbs in this room are missing. Gaichu is busily moving boxes around, apparently in an effort to carve out some personal space amid the junk that he shares his cabin with. As you enter, he cocks his head and turns around. Welcome to my sanctuary, Laura. I apologize for the lack of light, but as I did not need it, Golbit took the bulbs for use elsewhere. I think there was ever any lights in here, to be quite honest. Gaichu puts down the box that he's in the process of moving and politely bows his head toward you. How can I be of assistance? I just wanted to see how you were settling in. Gaichu rolls his shoulders in a diffident shrug. I live. I am among those who can make use of my services and who are not attempting to claim the bounty on my head. Is that not enough for now? Any thoughts about that last run? You didn't kill me. Gaichu shrugs, blinking a few times in surprise. What do you expect me to say? You have allowed me to live, invited me into your home, or boat if you prefer, and have given me a means to earn an income and use my particular set of talents. I am pleased with this. While I understand you desire to keep the elders alive to preserve whatever goodwill exists between you and the Whampoans, I worry that such softness sends the wrong message to those in the underworld. There is a time for truth, but there is also a time for sending a message. Actually, it's only his right eye that's blind, to be quite honest, not his left. His left, you can tell, is not blind. Is there anything else I can do for you? I need to talk about your condition, being a ghoul. Gaichu inclines his head. As you wish. You are my benefactor, and as such I yield to you. Ask then. I will do my best to answer. How do I know that the team is safe from you? Because I give you my word that I will not harm you or anyone else on the team. Gaichu squares his shoulders, expression stony. I'm a man with a disease, not a mindless beast. My word is my bond. But you're a cannibal. Well, I'd prefer if you remained in your quarters just the same. I can accept that. Good. I would hate to think there is lingering distrust between us. Aside from being blind, how has it affected you? Aside from my heightened senses of smell and hearing, I'm stronger, tougher, and more resilient than any mundane human. I can achieve feats of physicality that are normally restricted to adepts and those with extensive enhancements. Gaichu lifts one hand, fingers crooked, to show off his elongated, not according to your abilities, they don't. Oh. He draws one nail over the surface of his shoulder plates. A hair-fine spiral of armor peels off in the nail's wake. Do you still need to sleep? He turned to mist or anything. Gaichu chuckles, his laughter rasping out over his lips. Unfortunately, I do. I'm not an undead creature of legend. If I manage to unlock the secret of rest without sleep, I will be certain to inform you. I thought ghouls were all animalistic predators. I'm an idiot. Seems like your condition has stabilized. For now, it has. I will not suddenly become a ravenous beast looking in the hold of your ship. At least no more so than I already am. Gaichu bares his teeth in a wry grin, dipping his head a little. Why did you pick the name Gaichu anyway? It was given to me. This is what the Japanese call ghouls, for the most part. Okay, that's what I thought. I am vermin. I mean, it's not ghoul, but it's the term used. A thing shunned by polite society to be hunted and slain for a bounty. My old life is gone. It seems as apt a name for the streets as any other that I could choose. With shuriken. Well, actually, I don't have shuriken yet. I just have... Oh, yeah, I have a dart. Because shuriken is the next step for me. Because that's the only two fucking throwing weapons in this fucking game. Unless they changed it. I don't really know in this one. I don't remember. One must turn one's own weaknesses into strengths. It is an old and valuable lesson, too often forgotten. Your armor is heavier than what most Shadowrunners wear, and more distinctive, too. God damn it. No, corporate. I think that would be under academic as well, but whatever. Gaichu nods, growling his assent. Also, we know that he's for Renraku. It clearly stated. You did an academic assessment. You know it's Renraku. That bothers me. That is correct. It is the armor worn by the elite soldiers of the Renraku corporate military, the Red Samurai. Actually, why would that be an etiquette? He just said the elite soldiers of the Renraku's corporate military, the Red Samurai. Then you say, those are the Renraku Special Forces, aren't they? What the fuck? He just said it. What are the Red Samurai? Why would you ask this? The Renraku Military Special Operations Division, the most elite that the corporation has to offer, on par with Ares Firewatch or Tirtangier's Ghosts. Red Samurai are world-class soldiers assigned to only the most difficult and important missions. I like that you would assume that. That armor is a rare thing for a Shadowrunner to have. That is true. It is considerably less rare for a Red Samurai to have a suit of it. However, even if he goes rogue. You were a Red Samurai. Indeed, for the entirety of my adult life, I was a member of the Renraku military, specifically the Red Samurai. That changed relatively recently. I feel the reasons are abundantly clear. Hence, I still possess my armor, my sword, my training. They have served me well in both my previous life and in this one. You end up running in the shadows. He wasn't in the shadows earlier. How'd you end up in Hong Kong? I was searching for a cure. I needed a place where I could disappear into the shadows, find work, and evade capture if a cure did not materialize. I guess he kind of was working on that, or being a Shadowrunner. The Yamamoto Act meant that it was even more dangerous to be in Japan than anywhere else. Gaichu smiles thinly, leaning back on his heels. I went to China primarily because I still hoped to be able to return home. It felt less final if I fled to somewhere nearby. So I assume that the Yamato. I said Yamamoto. I totally misread that. The Yamato Act is probably kill ghouls on sight regardless, and you get a bounty. There's an indefinite bounty on them, and if you kill them, you get money. They don't deserve to live, however they turn, which is fucked up because technically they're humans with a disease. It's a both mental and physical thing. Possibly. I went first to Shanghai, but Renraku's presence there is significantly more robust than in Hong Kong. I learned that my previous unit had not stopped hunting me after I left Japan, so I decided to move further afield. Gaichu unfurls his hands, claws pointing toward the ceiling. Hence Hong Kong. Where else can anyone arrive and disappear without the city carrying one whit? Seattle comes to mind. Lagos, maybe? Berlin seems a good spot. Seattle comes to mind. If Renraku were not building that towering arcology to dominate the skyline, I would agree with you. Since it clearly has that kind of influence in the city, it seems unwise to make my residence there. Gaichu runs his nails over his chin. Besides, I've always liked Hong Kong. It has more character than the UCAS. Since arriving here, I've drifted between neighborhoods, selling my services to those who are unafraid of my appearance and condition. Gaichu frowns deeply. It has not been as profitable as I'd hoped. Did you grow up in a corporation? Yes, in Keihanshin. Or Keihanshin. No, Keihanshin. The Kyoto-Osaka Kobe sprawl. It is less populated than Neo-Tokyo, but not by much. I'm sorry, when I think Neo-Tokyo, I think of Sailor Moon. I'm sorry. I grew up in East Kobe, where my father... would it be Kobe? Probably Kobe. Kobe. Where my father was posted in a Renraku complex. Gaichu roots around in a nearby box, running his fingertips over several chips before deciding on one. He slots it into his PDA and a trid photo flickers to life in the space between you. A young man, obviously Gaichu, leans against a railing which overlooks a sprawling harbor complex of skyscrapers and cranes. His school uniform is ripped, and the beginnings of a black eye are forming. Abrasions cover his knuckles, and blood dots his pants. Despite this, he's grinning like he's just won the lottery, vibrant, fierce. They look a little beat up. Ah, that must be on Mount Maya. If I remember right, I gave better than I got in that fight. 3 against 1, but they were out of shape and cocky. I used to cause a lot of trouble when I was in school. My father was constantly raging that I had no sense of responsibility, and that I needed to take life more seriously. A cackle erupts from Gaichu, sudden mirth spreading across his face. The final straw was when he bailed me out of jail. I've been in jail a few times. A few times? I thought it was only once. What did you do? My friend and I stole a delivery van. It had a shipment of Shiawei's Simpsons decks. Brand new, very expensive. We were going to fence them and use the money to take a trip to Okinawa. Gaichu pauses, cocking his head. Are you familiar with what it's like to grow up in a corporate family? Not a clue. You have to understand, children are trained to hate rival corporations. We did not regard a theft of Shiawa's goods as illegal. We were simply doing our part to ensure Renraku's supremacy. This kind of behavior is ignored and even tacitly encouraged by company media. Unfortunately, we were caught by Shiawa's security, not Renraku. You think your father approved even secretly? I doubt it very much. For him, the activity was not the issue. It was that I was caught and embarrassed both. Both the company and him. He is very much a man who believes that there is a proper way to do things, and I had once again cut corners. What did your father do next? Gaichu clicks his tongue a few times. He seems reluctant to continue. That is a story for another time, unfortunately. I still have a lot of arranging to do, and I doubt anyone else will be willing to be alone with me in a darkened room. Come back later and we can discuss it further. Okay, if that's what you like. If that's what you want. Gaichu bows politely. It is. And thank you again for your hospitality. Oh yeah, Proxima. I'll check that later. That'll be there until I check it. We'll save right here. And oh no, we need to do this crap. Actually, you know what? I don't want to F it up. I'm too tired. We're gonna end here. More party members. Do another melee character. Well, technically, as you notice, Duncan is mixed. But yeah, Gaichu's more melee. So yeah. I used him a lot in the other ones. If I didn't bring Duncan, Gaichu was along. It was one or the other, mainly. Alright, we're gonna... Wait, I just saved, right? Yes, okay. Anywho, I thank you all for watching. I'm kind of worried because next week is the last week of September, which sucks in the way because I was hoping I could do in October, starting October, streams relating obviously to, because of Halloween month, and not just because it's the first week of October is also the week of my birthday. Fortunately, we're not streaming on my birthday this year like last year. I think I did Mondays, right? I don't remember. It's a Tuesday. So, yeah. But I have a game lined up. Sorry. To start it off, but it might be either streaming on Saturday or Sunday, depending upon other things, or replacing one of the weekday streams with it. I haven't decided yet. I'll figure that out after next week. But yeah, there will be another stream. Ooh. What game is it? Like I said, it was originally going to be Vampire with a Y. So YR. But no, I have another game, which I think would be much better because I don't really care for action-y games. I mean, I played it. I haven't played a whole lot, but I ended up stopping it. I don't know why. I just did. I want other stuff. Excuse me. But I did get a different game. So yeah. Find out in 2 weeks, folks. So yeah, this has been DarkElf85 on YouTube, or HektontheMage here on PSN, and this has been Shadowrun, Hong Kong Extended Edition. I hope you all have a good rest of the day, night, or anywhere in between. Stay safe out there, folks, and goodbye.